Yes. This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney and the Southside Bum. And since this is episode 108 of the BumCast, we had to invite our very special guest from the 108, Beef, Chirizi, and My Sox Summer from the 108.
Yes.
Welcome, gents.
What's up, fellas?
Bless you.
Yo.
Thanks for coming on, because we wanted to talk to you like for the longest time, and now we get to talk about Taylor Swift's Midnight album for the next hour and a half. So
let's do it.
I've been waiting for.
You guys are ready for
track by track breakdown.
Yeah, we're gonna break down
Megadeth cover
each
is my
track.
favorite one.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can get some karaoke going later, but it's going to be an all Taylor podcast. I hope you guys are ready for this.
No coconut party.
We're ready. We're always ready. We're never not ready. I mean, look at Chirizi showed up like Thursday night drunk on a Tuesday. So I mean, this is going to be great. This is going to be a good time.
So what are you guys drinking tonight? A toast to you guys.
Oh,
What's
cheers.
everyone got tonight?
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh, I got the wine. Is it a little Pinot there, Beef?
No, it's actually a cab, and there's no free ads, so I'm not saying who it's by. I'll tell you guys off air if you want. It's actually a very affordable cab. Everyone should have a little bit in their house, but yeah, it's a cab.
I got a
Got
nice
the
Snickers
Mars
toasted barrel.
Where's Mars?
I
Bourbon
got a
of the
Victor's too,
future.
Jason.
Nice
Okay, so me and Dennis are
50%
rocking
whiskey
the
for a
Victors.
Tuesday night.
I ended up
Yes.
going scrounging around the house looking for all of my 108 proof bottles of bourbon. So I got two.
There we
I got
go.
the Bellmead.
There we go.
And a new riff.
Oh,
I'll
that
be
new
doing-
riff is so good.
Yeah, so I'll be doing 108 proof tonight.
Oh man, I love it.
So, want to start off with a little news here. You guys saw my tweet yesterday, but the Bums have officially got traded to the 108 next season.
Yeah, I love it.
We're all the way in the back in row 25, so we're just gonna like throw shit at you guys like the entire.
Now let me ask this. I think this is probably the strategy here. You guys stuck to a row that's further back, so you're closer to the Midwest beer stand. It's a short commute. You don't have to go all the way up the row and people yelling at you, "Hey, get me one!" When I'm going, you're way in the back. You just slide out of there and you get right up to the beer stand, right?
That's the first thing that worried me is that I've been putting in work in the 108 weight loss challenge.
Yes, you have.
And
Yeah,
I'm
leader
gonna
in the
gain-
clubhouse right now.
I'm going to
Yeah.
gain it all back by May. Like, I'm going to be
That's
walking
tradition.
3 steps into a beer. So
Listen,
that's going to be tough.
listen. I only gained 5 pounds during the entire season. I have a plan for you. I will give you the plan. I will show you the plan. It's something that Jay does already. Jason does already. So you don't even have to worry about it. Like we'll talk about it off air though. But I definitely did text Brooks Boyer and say, look we just got you 3 more guys that have a podcast into the section. So let's start talking about residuals. So we had
He doesn't want to hear what
increased.
we say.
We had increased it 10,000%.
10,000%.
10,000%. Yep. So now I think 11 or 12,000% at this point. So I think let's update the one sheet. Let's make sure to do that.
Get that out there. Get that on the street. You know what? I saw that comment. Road 25 does not have doo-doo stains. No doo-doo stains in 108. Okay.
Not yet.
109,
That's in 109.
there's doo-doo, vomit, lots of stuff going on in 109. 108, we keep it pristine.
109 is the vomit section. It also has the gas leak under it. A lot of people fall asleep and vomit in 109. 108,
Correct.
none of that. I'm just looking back through these comments. What row are you guys in? 20, 25? And then there's what?
25.
How many? There's 30. So, B Webb's up there too, and he's a big bourbon guy too. So, I mean, you're in good company. You're in good company up there. It's going to be good stuff.
Did we lose
Oh,
Jason?
man.
Yeah, he's out. He's
He's
left.
Yeah.
All right,
So
cool.
Jason
Now
with
I'm
all those,
Enough
like,
of this
fuck
shit.
I'm hosting the show now. It only took us 5 minutes to have a complete debacle, technical difficulties.
All right,
This
now
happens.
let's
This
talk. Let's talk now.
I'm not
How
worried
about
about
that
it.
guy, huh? His ego, unchecked. All right.
No, this is live TV. He actually has a power surge. That's why he cut loose right now.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Really?
No good.
All right,
Man,
so
they
what
got
are we
these
backing
new
over
things. They're called surge protectors. Most people use them when they're using computers, things like that.
We should buy him one. We'll bring him opening day. We'll bring him to him opening day. When he sits in row 25, we'll hand him off to him. So
He's a
better
DePaul
help.
grad, though, right? So he can't figure out how to use that kind of shit.
Well, not only that, not only a DePaul grad, he's an IT guy, or he was an IT guy. I don't know what that is.
I got power surged, man. Fucking Comcast, dude.
Everybody was saying nothing
Come
but
back,
nice
dude.
things to you, by the way.
Right. No one talks shit at all.
I like that you blamed your cable provider for it. That's good.
Okay,
That's
well,
a-
at
that's a
first
good
I thought
start.
it was my internet when it froze, but then the whole power went out, and then everything's rebooting in the house now. So, okay, so that's a first. Like I thought.
I wish you were sharing your screen so like all the OnlyFans sites you subscribe to would pop up with
We get a
reboot.
little glimpse. So we can take a little glimpse.
That's why the
Those
show
are some
runs through
incredible
my
feet.
computer. Like,
That's a strong move, Baloney. I
yeah,
appreciate
no.
that.
Otherwise, it'd be viruses galore.
HBIC, did your little light that you read bedtime stories by behind you go out also during the power surge or no?
It flickered. I thought
It
like I
flickered,
was getting
okay.
like
Just a brownout.
I was
Just had
going
a
like
brownout,
Stranger
okay.
Things or something. Like upside down was coming here or some shit. All right, so I threw it out to you guys. I was like maybe like a 108 beer challenge or something. See who can drink all the beers in the craft cave.
No, the problem
Oh,
there
man.
is my Sox summer. He's done drinking beer. He's
Don't really drink beer anymore.
You know, and he's like, it's he can't handle it anymore. It's over.
All right,
I
well-
think I like this idea though. I like this. Remember Beef back in the day? We used to go to Beer Bistro. It was
Yeah.
back when I lived over there, and they had this. So they would do two things. They would do a 12 beers of Christmas, where you'd have to get you'd have to drink all 12. Don't do it all in one night; you'll die. And then they had this thing where they had a card, and it was like, if you drank every beer on it, you would end up getting like you would get all this stuff, like a free case of whatever beer you wanted, and then all this other stuff. And then he would buy you season tickets to whatever sports team you wanted in the city, right? Because you couldn't do it. Right, like it's like 250 different beers, and if you drink that much, you lose this card for sure. So it was always a fun thing. But that's what we should do. We should come up with a card and have like a list of beers that are for the craft cave or all over the park. Actually, we should make it a little bit different. A little bit difficult. You got to find one beer. Like there's somewhere in like the upper deck, they sell Strohs. Go get a Strohs up there.
Oh my god!
And then and a Lowenbrau down in the 300.
Have it
levels.
be like 90% sours too.
Yeah, but then we can come up with prizes
Now you're
for
talking.
what people get when they do this. I kind of like this idea. I think we should discuss this.
Yeah,
Brooks Boyer
think
is really
that's-
gonna like this now.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Now I want some residuals now too. Like
Oh,
They
he's
would
not
pay
gonna
for the
us
card.
this.
They'd pay for the card. They wouldn't pay
put
for
our
us.
logo on
They
there.
wouldn't
or
give us
something,
any
you know,
money,
like
but they were like,
some branding or something.
We'll give you
Or-
the 108 Jizz Rag. That's going to be the prize. So that's
Oh,
what you're gonna
yes.
get.
Hey, don't spoil new merch yet, Teresa.
Hey,
Shut
hey,
up,
good
man.
one.
Come
All
on.
right.
We got to
You know,
save that for the holidays. That's when everyone needs it.
That's a
You don't
perfect
have
I still want
toxic
the, I,
rumor.
I still want the fanny packs. Where's the fanny pack?
The only problem with the fanny pack, look, I mean, we're bigger guys, and spoiler alert, our audience has some larger people. We're going to need the extender because some of us can't get into a regular fanny pack. It just gets real tight, even if we can clamps it shut. Some of our bigger people, they might need the extender. So it's got some accessories here.
So
Whoever the Sox use, we'll get those guys because that fits me, and I'm one of the bigger guys. So like, if it fits me, then it's probably okay. But the cool
All right, I
kids
gotta-
wear them around their shoulders now. So
Oh, yeah.
I got a better
Yeah,
idea here.
Yeah.
Well, text Brooke, tell him get rid of that joke of a tequila bar in center field, and then we'll just make it like we'll get a bourbon bar, and then that will bring in the money.
man,
We'll
you know,
help
now
them
you're
out
just-
with the selection or whatever.
Now you're just giving away our whiskey at Comiskey ideas. So
Yeah, really, you got to keep that in the lot. Keep that in the lot. That's a
Yeah.
good, that's a
Nobody's
good
gonna-
gambit
nobody's
right
gonna
there.
come to my
That
house.
is.
Yeah, right.
patent pending.
I tried to explain that to tailgate to some people at work that drink good bourbon, and they were like, "Why were these guys doing this? Like, why
Because we can.
why were they giving bourbon away that's like that?" And I was like, "Hey, man, they're just good dudes, man. That's just I don't know. They wanted to share the wealth."
Yeah.
And they're like, "I would never do that. I would."
Man, it's cheap ass motherfucking corporate motherfuckers. I know exactly the people you're talking about, Treasy. These are good men right here. They're trying to introduce a little goodwill, and the cheap bastards that you work with, they can't let go of $1, man.
I
Instead
get
of
offered so much shit at Binny's. It's just like, all right, I'll take it. Like, you want this bottle? It's in the back. Yes, I do. So like, I keep racking up the credit card debt and for all the bourbons. And
instead of buying bots like normal companies, we buy bourbon and then gain our followers one bottle at a time.
I love it.
Listen,
I love that approach.
you got us here, right? I mean, this is all due to the bourbon. You know, we got a couple 2-3 followers on the Twitters. You know, you got Loaf, who's won, goddamn Sox math like 17 times. Half the White Sox world has seen his nipples.
I was going to say, if you guys make stickers, I'll put them over my nips the next time I win. We'll do it.
By the way, I'll say it so you guys don't have to. I mean, like, I see a lot of our great fans in the comments here. Like and follow, guys. Like and follow.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah, and smash the goddamn like button on this show right here.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, let's talk a little sports before we get off the rails and talk some nonsense later here. That Monday Night Football game, it's Bears Victory Tuesday, and we know you guys talk a lot of Sox, but I mean, you guys talked in pre-show that you all watched that Bears game start to finish last night, and I thought it was going to be a massacre. I thought New England was just going to stomp us in the mud hole, but fucking A, like, Bears looked like a legitimate NFL offense yesterday, and I had a fucking heart on the entire game watching Justin Fields just run and scramble, looking like Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. And we still don't have any decent receivers, but at least we were making some plays.
So let me ask you guys a question to start this off, because mine and Beef's dad, huge Bears fan. He started the first time he sat us down to watch a Bears game. I think Beef was 6, I was 4. It was the 84 playoffs, and he was like, kids, you got to start watching this. Like this was our introduction to the Bears. I think they were playing the Washington team at the time, not the Commanders. And we watched that game with him, and he's forever been a huge Bears fan. And every once in a while, he will text me some Bears stuff in the morning. And today he texted me after that game. And he said, the goddamn Bears should have shoved it down their throat. Belichick would have done it to us.
He was mad
He's
about the
talking
kneel
about
down.
the kneel down. And I want to hear you guys on it, because like I was like watching the game, and I'm with Peyton Manning. Why aren't you putting 40 on the board? You got to put 40 on the board. And like, especially when Belichick's trying to take George Halas's record. Like,
That's
I have
exactly
no other words.
that's exactly what I tweeted, like at the end of the third quarter when it was like 3rd and 8 or whatever. And I was like, why are you fucking running the ball on 3rd and 8? Throw it, fucking stomp on their throats. Like, let's put up points. At that point, it was still like a 2-score game. You could have, if you scored, it would have been a 3-score game. And then, Peter's cousin Javi, me excited. Like, why are you that kind of Bears fan? Because I want to see some fucking offense. I'm sick of fucking running the ball on 3rd and 8. Like, throw the fucking ball, put up 40 points. Like, beat the Patriots by 25 points. Like, I want to see that shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
especially because we don't get to see it so often. When's the last time we saw 40 points in a game? And it's the same thing I go back on, and I'll tie it back to the White Sox, is that time where Tony La Russa got mad at Yermin Mercedes for hitting the home run. It's like, if you don't want him to hit a home run, stop him. And I'm not talking about the Twins at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't want him to score, don't let him score. And like, they should have shoved it down their throats.
Yeah,
And-
that
and
ruined
what-
Yermin Mercedes' career.
Yeah, that was the
Way to
last we
bring
saw
that
of
back
Benzo.
up. I mean, Jesus, it just fucked him up mentally.
And one thing too, Tracy, that you mentioned about Manning, he looked like he was pissed that the Bears didn't just shove it down their throat. They were on the goal line. He was literally getting up and just, you can tell that he's still frustrated over Belichick. I think he still has that animosity. And
Oh,
when he
both-
saw the
Both
Then they saw
brothers
the
were
kill-
loving
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yes, both of them. Yeah, both of them. So when they saw that he was in the goal, like, he was like, why are you not doing this? Why? Because, yeah, exactly how you mentioned that Belichick would have done the same thing. You know how many times that a Belichick Patriots have pretty much killed us in every single game? I remember one where we had like Brian Urlacher, where Tom Brady pretty much faked them out. And they won. They won like by like 45, or they won by like 30 something points that particular game. And
Yeah.
we had a good defense at the time. So yeah, I'm with you as well too. Throughout the whole, like, okay, we're just gonna do this out of respect. Come on, man. When you have Belichick on the ropes at Foxborough, you got to go and you got to stick it down their throat.
All right, that's it. I'm going to be the voice of reason. I disagree with you guys, and here's why. It's much more embarrassing, emasculating for you to say, I have whooped your ass for 59 minutes. I got down to the 1 yard line, and guess what? I don't need to score on you. I'm going to kneel down and hand you the ball and smile in your face that we kicked your ass.
No.
I liked them kneeling at the end right there because I thought, this is the way to do it. This is like when you dribble the ball out, Treasy, and there's still a minute left in the game, and you just hand the ball to the other team like to run the shot clock out. It's like we kicked your ass. Here, enjoy your ass whooping.
You sound like a man scarred from the Derrick Rose injury in garbage time. That's what I'm hearing right now.
This is all Tom Thibodeau's fault.
Now you're bringing up some more ghosts out here.
I know. That's bad vibes, Treasy. HBIC said he was worried before the game. I turned on the Manning cast, and there's a little run up before the actual game starts. They're showing everything, and I'm like, it's shitty out there. There's fog. It's raining. I'm like, Bears or Mudders. So I went to PointsBet and I bet $100 on the Bears money line. I'm like, this is, and I tweeted out as like the impulse buy right here. I think the Bears are going to win this game. I put 100 on them like 5 minutes before the game started, and the game started out great. And then they took Mac Jones out, who we'll get to him later. Fuck Mac Jones. And they brought in whatever the hell the backup guy's name is, and he makes a couple plays. Seppi, yeah, he makes a couple plays right away, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a little doo doo run down my leg because I'm nervous. But sure enough, the Bears came back and really you guys were mentioning, they got Josh Fields out of the pocket, and people got to stop looking at Josh Fields in a conventional manner. Everyone's looking at like quarterback ratings and passing yards. That's not what he is, okay? At least right now. Right now, he's a guy who is a better athlete than everybody else on the field. He can make big throws. He's also going to screw up some big throws. But if you get him out of the pocket, he's so dangerous. Like, he just makes things happen even when they roll him or move him. And especially when everything breaks down, he'll just take off and get 20 yards on you. The 3rd and 17 towards the end of the first half where the Patriots had them out of field goal range. And he gets them back in field goal range, gets the first down. Like, those are the difference-making plays he can make. And most quarterbacks can't make those.
Beef, you're so proud of yourself with the money line. I had a minus 21.5. That's why I'm so pissed.
So you need that score, right?
I'm gonna hit it.
Who had beef winning money on Bears and Jets to start the football season?
I do. Yeah. All right, I'm glad
A lot
you
of the
mentioned
Jets
that.
one too.
Because I had that question later on. Let's just get it now. Where did the Jets money line thing come from?
Okay, so Treasy and I, without going too far into the weeds, Treasy and I used to bet seriously, like make half of our living betting, right, on various stuff. It sounds exciting. It's as boring as accounting, which is my real job. So I had one job that was accounting, another job that's like accounting, betting on stuff, right? And so when we were doing the blog stuff, we don't do that anymore. We're doing the blogging stuff. We're trying to look for a gateway into like sports entertainment. Most of the people out there who tell you stuff about betting on shit, they know nothing. You could tell they don't know shit about how to actually win at betting. Because then winning at betting is like finding one oddball number that at a certain site and then getting down as much as you can on. That's kind of like how most people are winning at betting. Everyone's giving you locks. So we're trying to figure out an angle. I told Treasy, I'm just going to pick the worst fucking team in the league. I'm going to bet their money line every week because generally, like, you're not going to lose any more than what you would long term as far as like betting a minus 110 every week, right? It's kind of the vig is materially the same, but it looks way worse because you're betting a piece of shit team and you bet for them to win and they lose by 50 this week, and everyone's like, oh, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing, Occasionally it would bang out. Like they played the Rams one time and they were plus 1075. So it was like I bet $100 and won 1,000. Like it was
I bet that game too.
See, yeah, so it'll come in every once in a while. But then this year, the Jets kind of were a little bit of a hot team, and then now they're on a roll. The bit sucks now. Now I bet it. It's like, their favorite? Like, I don't even want to bet it anymore. I got to find a new teim because it's not as fun. I'm not getting my ass kicked as
Go
much.
Houston Texans, man. Just go Houston.
The Browns.
Funny enough, I still look at the lines in the morning and see like, oh, is there anything weird popping out? And I think was it week 1, Beef? I was like, that Texan line is way off. We got to go at it.
We bet the money line.
We both bet the money line, and like they took it to the wire. I think it went into overtime, and I was like, son of a bitch. They like tied. I think that was the week they tied.
Yeah, that was the game that ended in a tie. They had to lead 20-3, and they were up the entire game, and they pissed it away, and the game goes overtime, and it's a fucking tie. It's nothing worse than getting a draw. I'd rather lose in a bet than get a fucking push.
The same. We had a wild number. It was like, I'd rather just lost it.
No, I stopped betting
that's
soccer
lovely
because
for
of
you.
that. Like, fuck the ties. I'm gonna lose a lot of money in the World Cup again when I bet on every country and it ends in a fucking 1-1 draw.
Yeah, stay tuned for baloney soccer blogs or soccer picks.
Yeah, wait till those come, man.
So we were talking pre-show. You guys were hooked on the Manning cast then.
Yeah, I did. I went on the Manning cast because I wanted to check out Obama. I wanted to see what Obama had to say. And you know what? I voted for Obama, but I'm a little disappointed in his performance in the Manning cast because he has no podcast etiquette. He's stepping the fuck all over the Mannings. Look, Barry, you're the guest here, right? When it's time, when they're talking football and giving some shit, shut the fuck up, man. You're here to just for lols and stuff. You don't know nothing about football. No one cares about your football opinion. They want to have a little laugh with you and shit. You don't just keep talking and talking and talking. We're trying to watch this game and enjoy some of this. So he's got to chill out if he's going to be a guest on these things. He's got to improve. If I was rating the guests, Bill Burr 1, Vince Vaughn 2, and Barry's got to be 3 for me.
Yeah, Bill Burr's fucking
MSS.
That guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Were you like me when you were watching Obama there, and you see him up there, and you're like, give us a little Easter egg, man. Give us a Big Wet Asses Volume 12 or something with Sarah J in it. Like we all know. We've seen your Twitter follows. We've seen your Twitter follows, Barry. We know.
Come on,
So,
Barry, get up in there. Tell us about your.
Give us a little something for the real Barry fan.
He didn't. He didn't give He didn't give us nothing. Got us nothing. I mean, it must be nice not to be able to like talk about stuff like that. I talk about meeting Sarah J all the time. He should talk about it too. You know, I mean, it's one of the. It's not a top 10 moment in my life, but it's top 50. It's top 50.
glad it cracked the top
Sarah
50.
J short now, top 25 maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've lived a life. I don't know if you guys know, but I used to live out west, and I had a time when I was out there. Like I'm not just a Midwest guy. Like I was out west living life, you know. So yeah,
Like fucking like going to like Burning Man or not Burning
no,
Man.
God,
Coachella. Yeah, Coachella.
I did go to Coachella actually. I went to
Snorting peyote and
once.
shit.
I didn't do peyote. I drank a lot of Heinekens that day, and because we were in the VIP tent. So we drank a ton of Heineken, and Heineken's not a great beer.
La-di-da, VIP.
It's
Look at
very
you.
odd. Yeah, my buddy was a DJ, so he hooked it up. So it was fun. It was a good time.
I can't wait for the Rolling Stone magazine to come out with MSS's top 50 moments of his life. That's it.
This better be like top 10 for you right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, where's the BumCast?
This could potentially be top 25. We'll see how it goes.
Oh wow! In front of Sarah J.
Yeah, if we bump Sarah J, I'm all for that, man.
The thing is, if Violet Myers follows him on Twitter, you'll get bumped out of the top 25.
That's true. That's the top 1. Because his kids get bumped back with the Violet Myers Twitter follow.
Let's take it easy, Chirizi.
All right, let's go back to some Sox talk here because I think we all collectively lost our shits the other day when they canceled Sox Fest, and I think we all know why, because this organization is fucking like just a bunch of fucking pussies, and they can't face their fans and be held accountable. Are you guys have any insight on why they canceled Sox Fest?
Do I have any insight? No. But do I know why they canceled it? Yes. And I think you're not too far off with not wanting to take shit, which potentially could. Did I zoom out? Did I go out again?
You did. You're back. You're back.
Man. It's bad. It's bad.
Way to build the tension. I like it.
But no. So I don't necessarily think that it's just they're afraid to face the fans, because they could just turn that off. They don't need to have that. You don't need to have people up there doing the meet and greets and the talkings and all that. They don't need to do that. The biggest thing that they are, more than they are afraid to face the fans, is they're completely unorganized. And I think no one thought about Sox Fest till midway through the season and was like, I don't know how we're supposed to do this. And they got complacent. They haven't had it for 2 years. They're like, why do we need to do this? I know they make money doing it, but not like a ton of money. And no one that I know that goes is ever like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. They bitch about every single aspect of Sox Fest. The lines are too long. These people know where they're going, and they're not there. The people that get suckered into buying a one-day pass and then realize all the best autographs are gone by 10 o'clock in the morning, of that day. Like, they're like, why the fuck did I just spend $50 to not get autographs all day? Because if you don't know the tricks, and how to get into the lines and what places to go, you're not getting autographs. And it's not a fun experience if you don't know what you're doing and you're not there for 3 days, because you got to plan that shit out. Back to the White Sox, they did not plan it out. I'm sure they did not put a fucking deposit down on a room. They did not talk to the right person at McCormick Place or whatever. I mean, that's just my theory. I don't think it's as weak as we just don't want to talk to the fans, because first off, they don't give a fuck what we think anyway, which is very evident by what they did in 2022.
100%.
I will say
they kept on saying those surveys out every year. Like, how do you guys feel about this player? Fuck you! I hate Larry Garcia, man. Like, what
Here we go,
Man,
Here we go.
we're already going down this road, huh?
You're gonna
Here
shoot
comes
the
the
legend first. How about some of the guys that were supposed to hit?
Game 3, baby. We always got game 3.
Yeah,
what
we'll
the fuck?
always have that.
We'll always
Astros
have
game.
game
God
3.
damn it.
Man,
I'll
why
tell you,
worried about
I
Cliff Levinson.
I didn't give a fuck that they got rid of Sox Fest. I've never been to Sox Fest.
No.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah,
The best thing,
You know what? You know what happens when they don't have Sox Fest? 108 Days the only game in town.
So that
That
I
makes-
wanted to ask.
That's right.
I love it.
No pressure. Any breaking news?
So what? We're close. I saw the thing go out. No Sox Fest. I immediately reached out to our person that helps us book this type of thing, and I was like, "Yo, what are we doing here?" And so we're working on it right now. But I think we're probably in a week or two we'll have some more info. But 108 Days absolutely happening.
oh, it's happening. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's
100%.
gonna be January 7th because we ain't gonna drink on January 8th night. That seems a little bit like we could celebrate it at midnight. That sounds a lot better
that's
to me.
right.
Why is it
That's-
108 day on the 108th day of the calendar year?
Because I
No,
can't
you
count
like
that fucking
April
high,
10th?
man. All right. Why you want to try and make things complicated for me? You see, I already got so
April
much
10th,
gray
that's
hair.
like 108 days.
This is from counting all my life.
Yeah, but the
I'm
108 days
tired of
is
these numbers.
It's during the season. This has got to be a middle of the
That's true.
off-season meetup,
Yeah.
and that's why the way we've always planned it. And that's why people were thirsting to go to it, because they haven't seen each other. All the people that go to Sox games together haven't seen each other. And so that's why it's the best time to do it, because everyone's frothing at the mouth. They just spent the holidays with their in-laws, and they're tired of everything, and they can't wait to go. And people get drunk out of their fucking minds at this 108 day, and they always have yours truly included.
Yeah.
I have heard
mean,
from our friends in the UK that they want August 1st to also be a 108 day because they do their dates different over there. And they're like, hey, that should be 108 day. I was like, oh, you know what? If I'm sober enough to do that, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I will say one last thing about Sox. I think it was Janet Scurrio had the perfect tweet where it was like, I too cancel plans with my friends when everybody hates me.
Sounds about right.
No, I said we need to get some like Make-A-Wish kid to use his wish to be like, let me interview Rick Hahn and him force him to answer the questions that we all want to ask him.
now, first off, he's not going to answer it the way you want him to answer it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Like you give me the questions and I'll write back to you. We could create a Rick Hahn translator. And we could just say, he's like, hey, why was the money spent? And then he'd be like, well, when we looked at it, the money was spent. Like, if you look across from, toe to toe, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just going to be lawyer speak anyway. And people will just be pissed. So that's another reason. Like, why the fuck? Now, did you guys go to Sox Fest?
I've never been.
No, I've never been. No.
I thought you guys were like all like veteran, seasoned veterans or something, and you're all pissed off because you don't get
No,
to go.
I don't
Nah, I
give a
don't
fuck. I just
care.
want people to yell at Rick Hahn and Kenny.
love
I
it.
just want some like unhinged like 60-year-old like guy who's been the season ticket holder for 35 years and just go up old man and cloud at him. Like,
Jason wants to
Man.
throw tomatoes like in the cartoons.
They kind of sometimes you'll get a guy that does that, but for the most part, everyone gets real pussified when they get in front of somebody. Like they really don't talk shit. Like, and to quote one of my favorite rappers of all time, Ice-T, from his band Body Count, talk shit, get shot. Like these guys, they're afraid that they're going to get clapped back on too hard. So they usually don't go up to the guy's face and say what they actually want to say because they're afraid that someone's going to, come back at them. And I'd be afraid too of Rick Hahn. He probably knows some mafioso motherfuckers, and I don't want to talk to his ass. Fuck.
I doubt it.
the only mafiosos Rick Hahn knows is from the Catalina wine mixer.
He's like Wally Money out there from the mean streets of Naperville, man. Come on. Give me a break.
Who do you guys got for the World Series? I mean, is it kind of hurt seeing Harper and Schwarber in the World Series, or are you guys all happy rooting for him?
I'll let you guys go. I've been.
No, I mean, personally, you get that upset feeling as you're watching the playoffs go on, and a bunch of guys that you think should have been on the White Sox are succeeding and thriving out. Even Machado, even though he got knocked out the last round, and then obviously Harper, and then Kyle Schwarber was the guy who was right there. Was a fit for the team. They didn't go out and grab him. Zach Wheeler, the White Sox were close on.
Yes.
The one off season. So there's a bunch of these guys succeeding, and after the initial fuck man, that could have been us. For me, it washes away. For some people, it never goes. And I'm going to be honest, some of you acting like big fucking crybabies out there. I understand being upset about it, but hey, tough shit. We got our bullshit team. Just deal with what we got here. We got a bunch of junk. But, am I happy for them? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I don't give a fuck if Kyle Schwarber does well. I mean, we're not friends or nothing. But I think the Astros are gonna whoop the Phillies' ass. I mean, the Astros are like a lean, mean killing machine. They let Carlos Correa walk. You know what? We just got this random guy, Jeremy Pena. He'll step in. He'll be just as fucking good as the guy who's going to go out there and make hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, they're a goddamn machine. They just make players. It's like a factory there with the Astros, and they're so tough with the run prevention, man. It's so hard to score off them. The Yankees found that out. You got a couple big swinging dick hitters. Too bad. We're not going to let you guys do anything. And I think the Phillies are gonna feel some of the brunt of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Astros are killing right now, and you're right. It's going to be really hard for the Phillies to go in there and win. And I thought you made this fucking part of the podcast topic just because of a tweet that I put out, which is what it could have been. Because I mean, these motherfuckers have made me do a Sox Machine offseason plan for the last 3 years, and I can't tell you how many people that I picked that the Sox should sign. Wheeler, fucking Harper, obviously everyone picked Harper, but then Schwarber, no one was this high on Schwarber, and the motherfucker goes out and hits okay, you were great, congratulations. Steal my thunder while I'm trying to talk here. Come on. But I mean, the motherfucker hit 49 goddamn home runs during the season. That's total insanity. This guy is and people were he was a Cub. We don't want a Cub over here. Some people were. And then some people, were like, hey, we should have him over here. But at least two people in this room right now. Jesus Christ. I was trying to take my clout. But I'm not cheering against them. I mean, I'm definitely cheering against the Astros. Fuck them. And do I want the Phillies to win? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to win? Hell no. Because Houston is they found a new and better way to cheat. So congrats to Houston on winning another World Series.
All I know is I'll probably bet on the Phillies just because fuck Ben Verlander.
There you go. You and Jeff Passan.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped that nuke about with Ohtani on your knees.
We won't mention the beef tweet.
I will say one thing about the Phillies. I'm going back to what happened last year with the Braves. The Braves were the hottest team coming into the playoffs. Same thing with the Astros. The Astros were hot, a machine and all that, and the Braves just took it. The Phillies are the Braves of this year, and I feel like the way that they're hitting, they're pitching, just everything is clicking right now with the Phillies. I'm gonna go with the Phillies. I know the Astros, everybody's. Whoever's a Dusty Baker fan or whatever, they want him to win the World Series or whatnot. But just with the Phillies, just the way that they're coming in hot, they're just beating teams they were they won only 87 games. They're like the St. Louis Cardinals that won that wild card. It's the same kind of thing. So I'm going with the Phillies. I just think that they're hot when it's the hot team at the right time. They're the ones who just at the end win the championship.
And this is a great thing to bring up because one thing that I've noticed that people are complaining the fuck about on the internet is, you know what? This is the problem with MLB. The Phillies have no business being in there. There's these 100 wins. Fuck that, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's what that's what's great about Major League Baseball, man. You work your ass off to get in there. And it doesn't matter if there was a 110 win team. You come in hot and you go and you try and win it. That's what's cool is that if you're a wild card team, you're from this city that hasn't had a team in there in a while. You don't go to the game. You watch the NBA, and the NBA, if you're an 8 seed or whatever, you go in there, you're going to watch your team, and you're just I'm just happy there's a playoff game. I'm gonna go watch. You can legitimately walk into a baseball stadium and on the first day of the first game, just like Beef, like we did in 2005, and go, there's an actual chance. There's a chance right now. We could be watching the first game of their run to the World Series. And I love that about the way the baseball works now. And I think that like people complaining about that, it's way out of bounds.
Yeah,
Out of pocket, as the kids say.
I can't wait for the Dodgers to drop another $100 million in the offseason since they didn't make the World Series this year. They're going to go out and spend more money. And I personally, I just need the Phillies to win 2 games, so the Astros have 2 losses compared to the White Sox 1 loss, and then I can be
petty, Jason. I love it.
I'm very petty with that.
Super
like,
petty. No, the one thing I
like
want to say is the
Warriors
Philly
won.
fans, man. Philly is up for grabs right now. And usually, for the most part of my like sporting life, I just call them Philly scumbags and stuff like that. But I'm on their side now. Like they are going crazy every game, and I love it. So I'm all in on Philly.
I'm all in
hope we
too.
get some
but
battery
that was
throwers at Altuve and everything.
Oh man, he's so small you can barely hit him.
Yeah,
I mean you gotta have some really dead. Like you better be throwing D's at him.
Nah,
Because, like you need some size. No,
You know-
you don't need no triple A's because you might not even get him.
We don't want to kill him. I mean, take it easy on myself.
I was about to say throw a lawnmower battery at him.
So speaking of Houston, is Espada going to be the new manager, or are we going to get the Phillies hitting coach Love?
Who knows?
Kevin Long.
Kevin
knows?
Long, Love, whatever.
Just
I'll
prepare.
take Kevin Love
Love.
too.
Kevin Love.
Love, yeah, Kevin Love. Let's get that.
Bring that 3.
3 or no?
Just be prepared to be disappointed. That's all I have to say. And I know I have no inside information, but it's not going to be the guy that everybody wants. And then if we get the guy that everybody wants, it'll probably still be disappointing because we're not going to cheat or sign the players that go, anywhere. So what's the point? I mean, no matter.
Well, that's
Jim-
what Johnny
Jim
said.
told
That's what Johnny said last podcast. Is like just lean in on the cheating. You got the history. Johnny mentioned it. It was like all in or all out.
Yeah, right.
I mean, look at how
take
good
it.
Houston
Trying.
is right now, for Christ's sake, and they're supposedly not cheating. And in any NCAA team that cheats, like look at them, they're still making the tournament every year and make a Final Four every so often. You're just like, come on, what the fuck? Like, did they just have like Glendale White like talking about how he just found $150,000 in his dorm room? Like, just fucking cheat, and then people will be like, hey, I might win some money if I go to this
Cheesecake
school.
Factory found that money
It was-
very soon after.
It was not his dorm room; it was off-campus condo. So Lendell was already set up with the condo, and then he found a little extra.
These guys are dirty as hell. That's why.
But yeah,
hate
I got
Pete
no
Carroll.
real beat on who the manager is going to be here, and I haven't put a lot of thought into it, mostly because I haven't. I'm gonna come clean with you guys. I haven't a fucking clue what to make a good manager. I have no idea, and in this dysfunctional group in which they'll have to operate under Rick Hahn and Kenny Williams and Jerry Reinsdorf, I don't know exactly what will make a good manager with this team. I think we're over focused on it because how bad last year went, and Tony was a disaster, but he's just part of the disaster, and like we're pinning a lot of our hopes on bring a new guy in, and that'll kind of wash away all the sins of last year. And I probably won't. It'll be better, but it won't. It's like so. I don't know. I don't know who the person that makes it work is. I'm just gonna like open with a clear head as long as it's not anyone ridiculous. Like if they announce AJ Przinsky, I will be pissed. Almost anyone else though, I'm just like okay, I'll see what this looks like.
Jim Tomey.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I'm not big on Jim Tomey either. Even though he has been kind of still working in baseball. Yeah. None of those guys. No Chris Getz. No.
Beef.
not him.
The thing that I love though is like the people that are like, hey, let's bring in an analytics guy because the Sox are terrible at using analytics, and it's like, do you think that guy's going to do all the analysis? Like,
So you
like,
have
do
the
you still
spreadsheets
need,
open
like-
and running models
Yeah,
and shit?
what's-
No, they don't have
He
those
got it.
guys.
fucking 3 servers in the dugout. He's doing all the work. Like no, like an analytics guy is going to look at their staff and go like, you have no analytics people. I don't want to work here. They're not going to go like, I'm going to bring it all in. We're going to fix this all. No, they're going to go like, I'm going to go to a different team that would actually respect what I do, as opposed to a team that has no interest in analytics.
So
So like,
show up
I
and
don't
find
see how
out
like a
that
guy
my
who
Sox
likes
summer has my Sox summer and Jason's internet at the ballpark. And we're like,
Last sports question for you guys, and it's just quick one before we get into some nonsense here. You guys were obviously you're older than us. I'm the oldest of these two bums. But we want to know like how you guys experienced the early '90s Bulls and how you guys like celebrated them and like what any traditions or anything when you guys were watching them.
So first, I will say, if you haven't seen it, and because it's from a while ago, or listened to it, I should say, we did a podcast with Brooks Boyer, and we did a '90s Bulls draft, and he lets out some beautiful stories from the '90s Bulls when he was working for the Bulls back then. Definitely go check that out. I will just preface it with that, but I will say I'm going to let Beef go first because Beef's older than me, despite how old I look. And like, so he experienced it from the very beginning really, really closely.
Yeah, I was gonna say our fandom, my fandom goes all the way. I mean, I remember being a little kid watching on a 13-inch black and white TV in the kitchen, watching Jordan get 63 in the Garden in 1986, and it was like you had one guy, and it was like, and I still remember that game so vividly. Like Orlando Woolridge took almost as many fucking shots as Jordan in that game. It's like quit hogging the goddamn ball, Orlando, and give it back to Mike, and maybe we could win this game. And that was when you only had one guy, and that was the season you had to sit through. Like he had the broken foot, and he didn't play. And you got a team full of bums out here playing, but it was not these bums, those bums.
What the hell?
Yeah, it'd be like you guys out there playing.
Right. They were bums.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you guys are. You guys might be a little bit better than Fred Banks, but I'm not sure. Okay, but he was out there playing.
I went to Steve Fisher basketball camp for 2 years in the '90s.
Yes. But as they were ascending, and MSS and I are the same age, so we kind of remember this stuff. They'd get by one round. They'd beat a team, and then you get by like Cleveland, and then you get by the Knicks, and then there's the Pistons to kick your ass. And it was like a few years of, man, are we ever going to get by the Pistons? And still, my fondest memory, the Bulls won 6 titles. My fondest memory is that Game 4 at Auburn Palace when they sweep the Pistons, and it was like, well, you finally got past that thing. You finally, yeah, exactly. And they walked right, and then when they walked off MSS and they didn't shake hands or anything, it was like, good, that's the beatdown. I was glad they didn't shake hands. You know what? Fuck them. Yeah. I'm glad we buried them like that, and then you're out of here. You've been dismissed.
Isaiah Thomas walk of shame.
Yeah, and there was an earning
on it. They doubled down on it in the 30 for 30 about it, and they're like, yeah, you're like, yeah, you douchebags. And I made me hate them less watching that documentary, but like still. And I'll say this about the Bulls, like we were so spoiled because when the Bulls went 72-10, I don't think I watched a regular season game or the first 1 or 2 rounds of the playoffs. I was just like, why? Like no one's gonna give them a game, like why do I need to watch this? I think I was a freshman at NIU that year, and I was like, why do I need to watch the Bulls? But I went down to the rally for I think it was the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th championship. It was probably the 5th. I went to for the 5th. I went to Grant Park because we were like, man, we don't know if this is gonna happen again. Because the Jazz were good and they were getting better. You were like, oh, they might get better. And then, no, they didn't get better. And they had another one. But it was fun to go see that. But, like, the Bulls stuff, man, I mean, we were spoiled. But we worked up to it. Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of years of disappointment and a lot of years of, like Loeb said, of, like, watching the Pistons just demolish us. And you're just like, oh, why? Why are the Pistons beating us?
I mean, MSS is right. We worked up to that shit, but I'm going to disagree with you on the not watching. That was a point of viewing every night. I was going to say, right, Tracy?
Every game.
That shit, you would clear your calendar to make sure you could watch, even if they're playing something, because they might do something unbelievable in the game. Like,
I was just going to say that, Beef. That team ruined me for live betting because that team made me like. That team made you
betting
believe.
At this point.
No. I mean, like for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, because
like 13.
You watch that team, and legitimately every game, no matter what was going on, you were like, "We're gonna win this game." You had no doubt. You had no doubt. Like they could be down like 45 at the half, and you're like, "This is right where we want them." Like that's the mentality that the fan had at that time. And so to be that kind of person as an adult now and think about that team and then look at the terrible teams that we root for now and think this team's going to come back. I could feel it. I'm getting plus 1,500. I'm in. So the ability that team had, though, to just reverse whatever was going on in a game and take over the game was incredible. I've never seen anything like it again. Like, you've never seen a team quite like that. And it was just amazing to watch. And like, I feel extremely lucky to have seen that on television, to the point that Beef, I don't know what we paid in like the late 90s to go see a Michael
Jordan. It was like
Jordan
98,
game.
and it was like we'd never been to a Bulls game. Our parents never took us. We were in standing room only. And I remember Lindsey Hunter scored more than Mike in that game. The Detroit stunk, but then Lindsey Hunter had like 32 and Mike had 28. And I was like, oh man, Mike got outscored when we were there. But I mean, and Michael Jordan gets a lion's share of the credit, and he's the greatest player that's ever lived. But I was a Scottie Pippen stan the entire time. And Pip was the reason why they could go out and get any fucking parts in the offseason, fit them into that team, and he could help make it work. I mean, no one had a point that was 6'7" like that. I mean, there's one other guy, Magic Johnson, but he couldn't play defense like Pippen could. Yeah. Pippen could play on both ends of the floor and do absolutely everything and kind of fill in all the gaps. When you have the super scorer like Jordan, you need that other guy. You know, it's like I've long said, Michael Jordan wins 0 titles without Scottie Pippen. Conversely, then they don't win any without each other. No. And it was Pippen that allowed you to go out there and sign these various guys and have them fit in so nicely, because they changed the team over. The first championship team, the first 3 was wildly different than the second 3, but they fit perfectly because Jordan and Pippen knew how to play off each other, and Pip knew how to involve everybody.
You know, also, Loaf, to that point, Pippen could do anything except negotiate a good contract. So him having a really shitty contract also had a bunch of available money so they could sign other people for the second 3P. You know, it's like they're like, hey, when Jerry Reinsdorf, the cheapest man in the world, according to some on White Sox Twitter, is telling you, don't sign this contract. It's a horrible contract. And Scotty's like, I already did. You know, you're just like, come on, man. Like, if Jerry Reinsdorf is telling you don't do this, like, you probably should have not done it. So
I was born in 82, and I didn't really start following the Bulls like religiously until like 92, 93. Didn't really follow them in the 91. But to this day, my dad still does not let me live down the fact that when I think it was like 88, maybe it might have been 87, but 87, 88-ish. He took me to a Bulls playoff game, and I fell asleep during it.
You're 5 or you're 6 years old.
Yeah, I'm like 5 or 6 years old, and I fell asleep during the only Bulls playoff game I ever been to in my entire life. So I got that to hang my head on.
Good story.
That's awesome.
But then on the last one on 98, I was old enough to drive, and I remember cruising up and down Archer Avenue, celebrating like honking horns and shit. Like,
hell yeah.
They're getting popular again. Because my daughter, who's 6, wants to go. And she keeps saying, Dad, when are we going to a Bulls game? When are we going to go to a Bulls game? And I was like, yo, Uncle tate and Uncle Wally got to let us borrow their tickets because they got season tickets. I'm like,
you need free 99, huh? That's how you do it?
Nah, dude. I got
free 99.
I got plenty of contacts, but also, no, I'd pay them for their tickets. Just face, though. I'm not going to give them extra.
No extra.
I was there for the home opener on Saturday. And I went to that FanDuel. You guys will love it. You guys love betting. I mean, obviously they're still going through the process of getting that set up. But that FanDuel, they have like lounge. 2 floors of it. The lounge. It
looked awesome.
Yes.
Oh man,
yeah.
I have to check that out. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. So let's transition to some music talk here.
Oh boy.
And Peter, you put this topic on here. I don't really know where we're going with this. The 108 playlist here.
Well, so it really is like a part of like the daily at this point. Part of the 108 weight loss. We're all in a group chat. We all toss in a random song that either we work out to or gets us pumped up and stuff like that. But it goes to the bigger point that, like, I know Johnny, you and I have long been music fans, and all 3 of you are fairly musically versed. So it was just like, as much as I've enjoyed the 108 weight loss thing, the thing that gets me more nervous is putting that song out every morning and be like, I gotta fucking pick a banger.
You see though, like especially MSS and Treasy, their wells run deep on music, but they're also the least judgmental people ever about whatever other people listen to. They really don't bag on much, unless it's me. They'll bag on me, but they don't bag on people generally on what they listen to. It's kind of like each your own. Especially Treasy, he goes in all different goddamn directions.
Yeah, he
music.
does.
I was excited to see Genuine in there, man. Like, it probably wouldn't be something that I would pick, right? But then I saw it. I was like, yeah, there we go. I'm definitely gonna play this today. I'm gonna listen to this.
Well, I thought maybe it was My Sox Summer, and he got it confused with the workout playlist with his Fuck Jams playlist. I thought maybe that was one of those things.
One can only hope.
Man, I listen to everything, and I sometimes I have to not put what I'm actually listening to in there because I don't want people to be like, oh, be a little judgmental, like like Limp Bizkit or
put that in there.
It's like, oh man, but not like old good Limp Bizkit, like dad vibes, like the new one. You're like,
that is
oh,
terrible.
Man.
By the way,
yeah, it's not
that
good.
is just terrible.
But
I
for
would
some
rip
reason,
you
I
to
like
shreds on that one.
I
I'll
like
rip
it
you
for
to
some
shreds
reason.
on this, but like
do whatever you want. First of all, I'm secure enough in my musicalness that I don't give two shits. Like I'll listen to what I need to listen to.
But he's scared to put it in the chat.
Who's in that chat?
Very secure, but I'm scared shitless.
The person I'm mostly scared about is Billy Wires, because if Billy Wires latches his teeth into me and gets mad at me, I mean my life's over. My Twitter life is over, so I can't do that.
I can't tell you, when we started the weight loss thing, I got deep into a thread with Billy Wires and Sammy Davis Jr. 5000, and I almost deactivated my Twitter. I was like, I was
you
so
might get
intimidated
pregnant
by
from
those
that
two
thread
assholes.
too. That thread might get you pregnant.
That's
so
true.
Just be careful. Now, the funny thing about Billy is he's like, dad, big dad guy. But then I've also been to birthday parties in the neighborhood, and Sammy Davis Jr. 5000 is at the same party. Like it runs deep. It's just a very odd. White Sox Twitter is a weird animal. So when you're watching the Ariel impersonator at the kid's birthday party, and you look over and there's Sammy Davis Jr. drinking a fucking Truly, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. I'm in a real weird spot right now. This is just kind of odd. Take it right off the rails for you.
Nope. So we actually have this ongoing debate, and we brought it into one of the earlier editions of our pod to try to spurn some interest and get some viewers. And now we got you guys, and we got a lot of listeners here. We're going to take it way off the deep end right now. And there's just been an ongoing debate between, it's always been Peter versus Johnny, and it's who is better, Tom Petty or the Beatles?
Oh my God.
Peter is Tom Petty, Johnny is Beatles.
Better at what?
Pick one.
At music?
Better
overall. Well, so I'll answer this with a question and return to you guys. So, I think who is your favorite band that is most influenced by Tom Petty or the Beatles? Because I feel like every band goes, well, of course we're influenced by the Beatles. Who's the band that's influenced by Tom Petty, and what do they do?
Well, I feel like Fleetwood Mac had big time influence with Tom Petty. I mean, he was writing their songs and, collaborating with them a whole bunch. Man. So that's one. With
Fleetwood Mac? I mean, Fleetwood Mac existed before Tom Petty. I mean, they were more of a blues band back then, but I don't know. I'm obviously Beatles in this one. I think Tom Petty is good, but kind of boring, to be totally honest. There's not, and I have a guy in my band that will crucify me for this, but there's not a time where I'm gonna listen to this Tom Petty album front to back. I don't care. I'll listen to some song. There's definitely times where I'm like, man, I'm gonna listen to the White Album back to back and do a lot of drugs. But
cocaine on the White Album.
No. I only listen to Clapton on cocaine.
Yeah, that's true. Been there.
I don't know. I'll ask you guys. I mean, Beef, MSS. What do you guys think? But the Beatles are. I mean, the Beatles are just such a game changer in music that I got to go with the Beatles.
Yeah, for me it's the Beatles, and I kind of agree with Treasy. When I go to Spotify, I don't ever go searching out Tom Petty, and so I'll now if I hear some of his songs, I enjoy them. I got nothing against any of the music. It seems fine. I like it when I listen to it. But if I'm going searching out, I'm more often going to search out for Sgt. Pepper's, or as Treasy mentions, the White Album, or Abbey Road. I'm going to go listen to those albums, and so there are great songs on each of those albums that I'm like, oh, I just want to listen to that individual song there.
Senior Sox had the right answer.
I'm trying to click on the because I'm drunk enough that I'm trying to click on the comments.
No,
I want the Beatles are Insane Clown Posse one.
Insane Clown Posse.
ICP.
Oh my gosh.
This is for the juggalos and juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope
There
you
it
like
is.
it.
There we go.
Yeah, Treasy, it sucks not being an admin, right? I want to lift up somebody's comments, but
No,
I
I
can't.
agree, and they're going way too fast for me. We're used to,
that's the thing,
3,
right?
4 at
Yeah.
a time. We
Yeah,
get
this is how
10
our show
total.
goes.
This is hot and heavy.
I mean,
I
I
will
don't
say
like.
the Beatle and Tom Petty thing. It started off as like me trolling, and then I kind of got high on my own supply, and then it went from like, all right, I'm in this now. This is my
You're
argument.
deep.
So can I ask you guys
Double,
a different
triple,
question?
quad
Because
down.
there's two guys that I kind of put in the same category because Tom Petty's one of them, and then this is another guy. And I like these. I think both of these artists are great. Let me just preface it with that. But I think that there's a similarity between these two guys, and I think people would argue this one a lot tougher is Tom Petty or Bruce Springsteen. Like, where are you going on that one? Because that is a tough question. I think that is a very tough question.
No, it's not. Bruce Springsteen is the most overrated musician
Oh,
ever. In history.
Yes.
Yes.
I used to be in that court. I saw him live, and it changed my mind.
Yeah, he's
That-
like really
that-
good live,
That's your
right?
That's your
Yeah.
opinion. That's your opinion. But I cannot stand Bruce Springsteen. I think he's the most overrated. You see that video with Courtney Cox? That just changed my mind after that. I mean, listen, I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan.
I love it.
I would say he has 1 or 2 good songs, but I'm just not a fan. I think he's just the
Dude.
most overrated.
No, I will say,
Most
Johnny,
overrated.
I think
can't-
there's a
you
little
can't
bit of
go
a
at-
cheese factor to Bruce Springsteen, especially for people growing up in our age, because by that time, while Bruce Springsteen was still popular, he was kind of older, and there was something cheesy about him. But so
I think the comments are tearing themselves apart with this. I think it's a good question.
You did a good job. No,
There
these,
might
They're
be a
going,
battle
they're going
royal
all
at the-
Bruce,
at the
actually,
Photo
Treasy.
Lake
No, no, there's Petty in
No,
there.
there's Petty in here.
And
Some Petty in there.
there was a fuck Bruce up there somewhere.
Tom Petty wrote one of.
But I couldn't tell. It says
Oh.
"fuck the boss." They don't know if someone actually wants to have sex with him or they don't like him. I
Yeah,
couldn't
that
tell
could
from the
go either
cadence of
way.
the comment.
That
I
could go
don't
either
know. So
This is a
Tom
horrible.
Petty wrote the Last Dance with Mary Jane, which might be the worst song ever. So you got to go with Beatles over that. I mean, even the Beatles crap is still better than that song. That song just is horrible. But the
You're gonna get
Bruce
the-
versus Tom Petty.
I mean,
Brian,
Brian.
you cannot like sit there and judge Bruce Springsteen on his videos because back in the 80s and early 90s, videos were like just total dog shit anyway. It's just like it's horrible. But
No,
Bruce
you're
has
right.
some good songs, man. Like Atlantic City's really good. I like that song. I like Glory Days. Those are at least 2 good songs. Atlantic City. But I really like Atlantic City, and it's odd how much I like that song.
There's a lot of comments about MSS being a juggalo, and I feel like opening day, dude, you gotta go full juggalo to the ball.
that'd be
I
tremendous.
never.
he's got to bring a bottle of Faygo.
my hand to God's ears. Like I would have gone to a gathering, 100%. Like especially if I was still smoking cigarettes, because they would just be seems like a really fun place to go smoke cigarettes, do heroin, and then look at a bunch of half naked fat chicks. But as far as music, I don't know if I could get into the ICP. Like I've listened to some of their stuff, and I just have never I just can't fully grasp the juggalo lifestyle, nor can I grasp just the fucking music. Because the funniest when they had that Magnets album where they were talking about magnets, how do they work? It's like I mean, this is some deep shit, right? If you're totally on crystal meth, but like, I just couldn't. I just couldn't do the bridge together. I tried, folks. I couldn't do it.
We'll find like a makeup artist opening day. Stop by the house so you can
Actually, the first Sunday game when they're doing the face painting for the kids.
Get on my SSN line there. Yeah.
Yes. Can I get the Violent J, please?
you want a cow or a sheep? No, give me Violent J, motherfucker.
Is Violent J the fat one with the beard?
They're both fat ones with
All
beards.
right. No, the other one's really.
Oh, they got a skinny
Yeah,
one. They do got a
Violent
skinny
J
one
was
there.
Oh, is
Yeah.
there a skinny guy?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a
I'm
skinny
sorry.
one.
I'm not first.
Shaggy was the skinny guy.
Yeah, so shut your fucking mouth, Treasy.
Damn.
Before
All right,
before
fine.
we,
You and Sammy Davis Jr. You get it all painted up. That's great.
Jason, before we get off the music, we did want to shout out.
Well,
Treasy, you got a show
I
on.
do have my question, which is music related, but let Treasy do his plug first because Saturday night.
No, we're doing the plug.
Yeah, throw it up.
Plug it.
Yeah.
I'll plug it.
yes.
Fucking right, man. All right, so if you're seeing this, like my band Barren Plains is playing live at Sound Growler in Tinley Park this Saturday. The show starts at 6 p.m. We're on second. I have no idea how quick the first band is going to go, so get there at 6. Get there at 6. They got delicious beers, so you want to get in there, get some drinks. You're going to want to maybe have a couple drinks, maybe do a couple edibles before you see us play. Just give you a precursor to the show. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it. I haven't done a show in a few months. I'm very excited for this. So thank you guys for plugging it. And as you see on the screen, there's also a costume contest. So get all in your costumes. B-Flow wants you to get in something as slutty as possible. You do that,
Yes,
and then
sir.
we'll see you up there.
So that's what I was going to ask you: is what is the crossover between the 108 and the Barren Plains? Because I was going to show up dressed as Beeflo. Maybe I win the costume contest.
Are you ready for all the gilfs that are going to be all over you? Because this is an older person band. It's going to be older ladies there. I mean, Peter, I'm just.
I'm there for the clout.
All right. Watch out what you ask for. Make sure you bring Werther's Originals. Okay. You'll be
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, obviously.
I will tell you that the crossover is quite large. So like there's going to be a lot of 108 folks up at this. There always are. I'm gonna guess my guy Chris McGowan's going to be up there. I'm not trying to put him on the
He'll
spot.
be there.
But that dude goes to like every show in the city. So I'm hoping that to see him up there. He's one of my favorite music guys. So like I'm just excited to see a bunch of 108 people up there and a bunch of people that I've been playing music for years.
I got no plans Saturday night. I just checked my calendar. So
all right, man. I'll see you up
Get your
there.
ass out there. Let's go. Let's do it.
I will be there, and I haven't been to a Barron's Plains show in like 5 years, so I am going to go there. I don't think Tess was alive the last time I saw Barron Plains, so I am gonna go on Saturday. I am actually the DD. It's gonna be a great time. So I'm only gonna drink like half the amount of beers that I would normally drink.
Hey, that's my right. Take it easy, all right?
Yeah.
I'll ingest for MSL.
What I mean, behind the scenes shit, Loaf drives me everywhere. Like, I mean, I'm not even kidding. And I was like, listen, this is a big one. You know, it's your brother. He's playing at Tinley Park. It's his life dream to play at Tinley Park. And so I was like, I want you to celebrate this moment with your brother full on, you know, so get drunk as hell. I'll drive you home and make sure you get home like you've done to me like 900 other times.
Bless you.
I think Baloney has on the shirt that I'm going to be wearing Saturday night. So, like, if anyone wants
there you go.
Preview, I'll be wearing that.
I'm going to be full costume. I got a full.
I got my costume too. I wore it last week for last Saturday for my Halloween party, which I do every year, and I wore it
It
again.
should be a good time.
Oh, I guess. Oh, you know what? I guess our
get an
invite got
invite.
lost in the mail. Next year, we'll be looking out for the invite. No, it's okay.
You know what?
We like costume parties.
Hold on.
Pete, I gotta throw Peter under the bus.
Hand
on
up.
that one.
Hand up. He texted me and he said, should I invite the 108 guys to the Halloween party? And I was like, I don't know, man. We're just getting in with these guys. Don't make it weird.
Wait, when is the Halloween party?
It was last Saturday. We 100% would have come.
That's on me.
You know what's going to be the most pissed off? Quernsey. If he finds out about this,
So I go all out for my party.
Jason goes all out. I mean,
And this
it's
year,
crazy.
I actually I introduced Blacklight Shot Plinko.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
God, I
like that.
I love Plinko too.
So there was like in the middle cup was a Weller 12, and then next to it was Malort. So you either get the Weller or you get some, but then we had like vodka, tequila, Jaeger, JMO, Fireball,
Spiritus.
I like Jaeger.
yeah, Spiritus, like
Spiritus.
there's like
Oh my
No
god.
Spiritus for me.
yeah, but well, I mean you could do normal shot of vodka if you got the vodka cup. But yeah, it's I go balls to the wall for my.
So
Halloween
needless to
party.
say, I
man,
fucked
I
up
love
on
it.
that one. So hand up.
Next year, next
I
year.
wanted to invite you guys. I did, but Peter thought we were relationship jumping, and we were gonna ghost us or
Dude.
something.
It was the
Oh,
core.
it's
Next year I'll
If
come.
we wanted.
Next year I'll come as
Same
Bruce
year.
Springsteen. The tight jeans and the jean jacket,
And
Canadian
Chorizo-
tuxedo.
Teresa could go as Courtney Cox.
There you go.
Hold on, before I ask my question here, I just want to show you this, and you can pull it. Hopefully, the camera will actually show a good view of it. But this was the shot Plinko table.
Oh, man, look at that.
God, that
Man.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
Holy
my
moly.
homemade contraption.
Glad
right.
we were there to experience it live. Thanks.
Next year we'll get you guys, or we'll have a bourbon night at my house, and then we'll just
Oh, just
there
as
we go.
good.
Oh, man, damn.
All right. So my question for you guys is, and I kind of hinted at this with talking about Taylor Swift at the beginning, and I actually posted this question on my Facebook like 9 years ago, and I came through the Facebook memories. I'm like, this would be a good topic for when I have you guys down. We're talking music. If Adele and Taylor Swift were a lesbian couple and they broke up, who would have the better breakup songs?
Oh, man, that's tough.
That is a tough. I will just go with that. I will say, I kind of enjoy Adele's music more, so I'm just gonna say that because they would both do a really good job of it, like that. I'll go with Adele.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she packs more punch. There's more punch. Like
There's more anger.
Yes, she's a woman scorned. Like Taylor Swift. No, I mean, I like Taylor Swift. Hand up. We did a podcast way early on in the BumCast talking Taylor Swift, and it was for the longest time our most listened to podcast because we just hashtagged the shit out of Swifties and stuff like that. But
That's
but
great.
Adele is on another level. I mean, when she gets pissed off, she's pissed off.
Yeah, man, I think I'm going to only go Adele because I heard this term, and I think this is what she has become as she's aged. She's a baddie. And when I see her, I feel certain things, but I don't feel that way for Taylor Swift. So throw the music out. I think Adele's super hot, so I'll assume that she has it.
Man, as the only guy with kids that are probably listening to like Taylor Swift in their house, I'm going to take Taylor Swift because not only would her burns be awesome, they would be fucking pop legend hits. They would be on the radio 24/7. Now, Adele has some good hits too, but I ain't heard Adele on the radio for like 6 years. I hear Taylor Swift on the radio every 6 minutes. So like I have to go with Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. She'd probably do better.
MSS going anti-thick is just the
Oh, I love
Most upsetting thing ever.
end of an era. End of an era.
She lost a lot of weight though. That Adele.
My Sox Summer does make a good point here that Adele, like she although she does have those like bangers every single time she comes out with a new album, it always is like 3 years after. Like Taylor Swift comes out with an album like almost every single week. It's just always something coming up. So she's breaking up a lot or whatever. So I gotta go with Taylor Swift, man. I want my Sox Summer. Like
You know what? I like this.
He's
holding all that.
I like this.
Hell yeah.
Taylor Swift's going to get in front of it. She's going to tell the story first. That's
Yeah,
good.
she'll be first to market.
point.
That's a good
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point, Johnny.
If you ain't first, you're last. So, all right. Well, that's my question. I figure, like, I personally think like Taylor I would be in a Taylor's court because, like, I think Taylor would do more of those like passive aggressive like pokes, and you'd be like, oh, like where Adele would just be like she would drop the hammer, but Taylor would be like, yeah, like remember when you didn't get it up and it was like, oh shit, like
Shots fired.
yeah. All right, Peter, you have some fan questions for
I
Oh,
do.
shit.
I posted that on Twitter, Instagram, and our Facebook and stuff like that, and we got a bunch of good responses. I feel like this will be a little more like rapid fire, like the Sunday Soak that you guys do.
Yeah.
Sounds
We
good.
got a bunch of responses, so I want to
Should we
appreciate.
take off our shirts?
Yeah, I do want to see some nipple.
All right.
Dude, I've seen beef topless more than I have my fiance in my life.
And that was just at that.
It's like
awesome
every-
Phillies
You're
event
welcome.
post.
I don't know what else I can say. You're welcome.
It's like Twitter posts, like shirtless. Like I've already seen beef topless so many times.
We were doing a playback with the Sox Machine guys, and I don't remember what I was like. I don't know. I was answering a question. I'm like, I'm kind of an introvert. Jim Margulis is like, oh yeah, the guy who always has his shirt off on the internet. He's the introvert. That's right. That's correct.
So the first one is from our longtime friend, your guys' longtime follower, Joey P. We love Joey P.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's a
I
simple
love
one.
Joey P.
MVP.
the fourth bum.
Marry, fuck, kill the Chicago sports bums.
Oh man, this is extremely tough. Can I go
Just
first?
remember, I
Yes,
have
go
shot-
first.
Can I go first? Okay. Now that I know Jason has a killer Halloween party, we're marrying him. Johnny is super fuckable. I'm sorry, Baloney. I have to kill you, even though I really like you and you're into one-way weight loss. You're dead, man. I hate to do it. I love you, but you're gone.
Just wait till March, buddy.
You're in the lead. That's why I got to kill you, so I can move up a spot.
You know, I'm gonna have to go. We'll just go down the line. I'm gonna have to probably. Jason, I love you too, but I gotta kill you. I gotta kill you right out the gate. I don't know why. I just haven't made that connection. Baloney, we're getting married, bro. If I'm kissing you, apparently at fucking Cork and Carries
will.
after a long time, like drinking the entire day, and I didn't make it that weird. Like we're definitely getting married.
You
Johnny,
better reinforce
dude,
that bed then.
You're a fucking hunk, bro. We got Johnny's a hunk. I don't know if everybody's seen this man. He is strapped. He is ready to go. We're definitely fucking, bro.
Big old hog.
He is a hunk. I'll give him that. But I can't listen to Springsteen while fucking. And I can't listen to Springsteen in the house. You're dead. You're dead, my friend. You're dead, my friend.
I knew I should have chose my words wisely in that one.
He needs to hear Glory Days to get hard. I mean,
Who doesn't?
I'm marrying Jason because of the bourbon collection, and hey, we're both DePaul guys.
That's
we can
right.
yeah, to have long talks. To have long talks about having Professor Murray in business law. He's fucking amazing. And Baloney, I mean, come on, you're getting fucked, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Look at you.
Hell yeah, I am.
I'm looking at you right now.
Fuck yeah.
I don't even know what my left hand's doing. It's unbelievable.
All right.
I got two marriage proposals here, so
I know,
Sarah, if
I'm
you're
coming out
listening,
happy.
I'm sorry,
I'm
but the
good,
wedding
'cause
is
I'm-
off.
I'm fucking blushing.
She's got competition now. Like it's gonna be like an episode of The Bachelor now, because like everyone wants to marry me. Like, what do you guys bring to the table?
On the market.
provide an outline.
The next one was actually from Mr. Delicious. It was, should I shave my pubic mane for the show? So did you? Is the question.
No, I didn't, because no one
what
said
the
that I
fuck?
should.
Come
I
on.
was interested in doing it, but the audience doesn't see it. They want me to grow out a big, flush pubic mane. Not that I normally do, but I think that's what they expect out of me. So I did not. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my lord.
Everyone believes.
A
I mean,
lot.
like, I don't want to break news here, but everyone believes that Mr. Delicious is a big Bush guy. He's a hairless. That the facial hair is the
That is
show.
breaking
That's it.
news.
That's all I got. Yeah.
It's alopecia all over the rest of the body.
We have a Siamese cat in the house.
Smooth as a cue ball.
Wow.
All right. The next one's from Billy, our guy Billy. What differentiates drinking from 108ing?
Loaf, take it.
Well,
Let
I
Treasy
will-
take it. You take it.
Or Treasy, take
I
it.
will tell you, we wrote a blog about that.
Okay.
So if you just search for the FAQs on our site, I can read you verbatim what we got here. You may have seen this on Twitter, or maybe you saw it in the John Greenberg article, or maybe you're given a PointsBet promo code, or maybe you just saw someone wearing a shirt saying 108ing. Whichever way it happened, you might be asking yourself, what is 108ing? 108ing is just having a great time. For us, it's typically sharing an adult beverage with our favorite people. And it's at its best when we're together in Section 108 at Sox Park. But the answer to it all is just having a good time with your friends is 108ing. And you will see it because we have many people in the 108 community that don't drink or don't drink a lot. And you'll see them do different 108ings. And so Aloha Mr. Hand's a good example. Cigar 108ing all the time from him. Yep. It's just a state of mind, really. To like break it down to the easiest thing, it's just a state of mind, man. If you're having a good time, you're 108ing.
I love it. And we can't wait to do
Hey,
it all over.
I'll cheers to that. I'll cheers to that.
Cheers.
Oh, hell yeah. Cheers, boys.
Cheers to whoop. All right, your next
Young
question.
Yes,
Bros
Chris.
asked, favorite brand of tequila?
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know if I have a favorite brand specifically. And it depends. If I'm mixing up something, I might want Cazadores. If I'm just drinking it straight, I don't know. I kind of sprayed all fields there, and all varietals too. Sometimes I want añejo. Sometimes I want reposado or a blanco. It just depends. So too tough to answer. Right?
You know what, Beef? I will say this though. So it's on the fringe of being actual tequila, but whenever our family would bring up from Mexico, when they would bring up the almendrad, like we would, that's the thing that like really brings me back to like sitting and sipping a glass with my grandfather or our grandfather. He's your grandfather too. Sitting and sipping a glass with him and just talking life. That's something that like goes way back. And I remember being in Mexico not too long ago and picking up a bottle of that at like some like little shop, and it was like 40 cents. I mean, it was like insanely cheap. It was just some, it's not expensive. But there's a memory with that, right? And maybe it's not the most expensive thing or the most delicious thing you've ever had, but it's like you kind of tie that back. For me, it's that.
You know what? I gotta have you guys over one night because I got some good tequilas for you. I buy like sipping tequilas. So like I got like Fortaleza, Casa Dragones, Adjectivo. I got some nice mezcals that are nice, some mild smoky, super smoky. Like I got a bunch of good stuff that you guys would be interested in.
Oh man,
Beautiful.
I'm a big proponent of the mezcal old fashioned.
Yeah,
I think that's underdone.
So hold on a second. I actually am going to have that as my specialty cocktail at my wedding. I came up with a mezcal old fashioned, which is it's mezcal, Ancho Reyes, simple syrup, and Aztec chocolate bitters. So that's going to be one of the specialty drinks at my wedding.
I'm glad that you were my marriage choice.
I was say, when's the marriage?
I'm not asking because he wants to fucking kill me. So you two guys,
he's out. That's right. We're in. That's right.
I almost feel
MSS like fuck you. Okay, you don't get any mezcal and tequila.
I almost feel bad that Baloney's going to be your best man. I'm going to fuck him at the wedding.
He's just a groomsman.
I'm just a groomsman.
Have your way with them.
Nevertheless, we know what's going to happen.
I will say, Jason has had two very long-time friends for a long time, and I love those guys. I think he's afraid of my speech, and that's what happened. It would have just been a roasted Jason James.
I'm already getting roasted. I'm getting like one like nice toast and like one like roast toast because I roast toasted my friend at his wedding, and I know I'm getting retaliation now. Fucking 10 years later.
It is. That's how it goes with wedding speeches.
No. The bachelor party is when you're supposed to roast them. You don't want to roast them at like after wedding, like because they paid a lot of money to be there. You don't want to like get them.
No, I roasted them, and then
it depends. It depends on who the groom is and the audience,
and the family
depends.
too. It
And the
depends on
family. The family might be really aching for that. Like when I did that, one of our friends, I was the best man. I gave the speech, And I roasted the shit out of him because all of our friends wanted that. That's exactly what everyone wanted to hear. So I had to roast the shit out of him and tell half of some crazy stories that he said so that certain groups of people knew what was going on, but other ones didn't. You know, sometimes you got to go down that path.
Well, Mick's a prick, though. He deserves it. Slim Mick, Slim Mick and all the people that would enjoy that. You know, that I get it. I get that. That's a totally unique situation, I think.
So
Next question, Peter.
The next one's from my wife, and it's if the 108 were partaking partial nudity at a Sox game, who is the 1, who is the 0, and who is the 8?
That's a good question. I think I'm the 1.
Yeah.
MSS is the 0, and Chorizo's the 8. I'll say.
That's
I
shocking.
would have went.
I would assume
I would've
Chorizo is the 1.
I'm gonna go the 1.
No offense.
I'm gonna go the 1 because my beautiful mane just goes straight down. We would just shave it in.
You don't have to paint it. You just,
It's not paint. It's just shaved.
I love it.
And then you guys could go the 0 and the 8.
But no, I'm aisle though. I got the aisle seat.
That's
Shouldn't I be the
what
one?
I was thinking too.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's what I was thinking. You
I'm
would be
taking
the
the aisle.
1.
I gotta be the
and then
one.
Well, I would be the
0.
0 then.
Yeah,
Then you'd be
the
0,
and
and
I'd
then
be the
MSS would be the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we gotta do it in order. Okay.
Yeah, no,
think
I
that's
thought we were
good.
talking dick sizes here.
Oh my God.
Oh no. We
Still the same. Definitely the 8.
That's right. He's got the BWC. There's no question about it. That's why we can't do the Sunday Soak nude. We don't want that thing floating around getting too close to us.
Oh
We're trying
my
to
God.
answer questions. You know, we got to keep
Can't do
that
that.
secured back there.
It'd be like the eel in Princess Bride.
Dude, what was the other one you had up though? You had another one up. That was who's the drunkest.
Yeah, so I got
whatever.
one from Dougie Freshness, and it's
Yes.
it's which season as a ticket holder was the drunkest at the ballpark? Because he said this season for him, he was just hammered the whole
Last
whole
year.
time.
Not
Yeah,
even, no, not even close.
No, I think some of the.
So it's the Polka year. It's the Polka year. Was that
Polka-mania?
2018?
It's a pretty good one. Yeah, 18 is the fucking.
So,
Yeah.
so no one was at the park that year. So
That's right.
we had moments in that season where a beer vendor would just sit with us in the section and just hand out beers when we needed them because they had no other people. They would just sit there and just be like, I'm gonna sit here for like an inning and a half, watch the game with you guys. Whenever you need a beer, just let me know. Like that was that kind of thing. And that was also the year. Was that the year, Beef? Because Polka was DHing and Trace Thompson was in right field.
Yep.
That's the same year.
No, Trace Thompson was gone before
Okay,
the
so
Polka thing.
17 was the year where the girl flashed him.
It might have actually been before that.
108?
Okay.
Let me look this up.
No.
Because that was a super drunk day, but I don't think that was the drunkest year.
Trace was definitely the year before Polka went off and hit all those home runs. It was
Actually,
definitely-
okay, so
Trace would have been right.
Tracy's
field.
right. Trace it was here in 15, and I think that was the year that was when he got hot and everything. But he was back in 18.
No, I think it was the 18 year. I think it was.
You think it was 18?
I think it was the 18. And so, yeah, that's easily the drunkest now. Yeah, absolutely.
by far.
I don't know. My only thing would be that in 2021, everyone was itching to get back to the park, and people kept buying his drinks like a motherfucker. Like people would come up
He had
from the craft
disposable
game
income and everything.
and pass drinks out to us. They'd be like, "Hey, let me go downstairs and get a drink." This year, mostly Loaf got all the free drinks from downstairs.
No,
It wasn't me and Chirizi. It was mostly Loaf. But 2021.
Show your tits more, all right? My tits are
I
out
know,
there on
right?
Twitter. That's why I get free drinks, man.
I mean, I wish I was as good as math as you, but I'm not, unfortunately.
The next one's from Aloha Mr. Han. He says, how does it feel to be involved with the genius that is MSS?
Horrible.
So
You think we'd be able to squeeze a little more out of the genius? You know, I don't know.
Whoa!
Hold on.
Shots fired.
I have a counter to that, and this is from Sammy Davis Jr. 5000, and it says, we've heard MSS pronounce marinara. Can he please pronounce the following pasta sauces? So I'm going to let you go with it.
No, I'm not
Come
doing
on.
this.
Number one.
Yep. No, don't know it.
Cacio
Oh,
e
man.
pepe.
Kick. Cacio e Pepe. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then
Cacio e
the next one I know is not. I'm going to say it wrong. It's
Bolognese.
Bolognese or Bolognese?
No, bolognese.
Bolognese. We're getting there.
A metric kana.
Okay. All right, we'll stop it here. We're gonna figure it
All
out.
right.
It's a bee's
Next
nest. I
question.
love it.
Next
Holy
question.
shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Sammy, you cocksucker. Next time I'm taking a picture of you when we're at a fucking kids party when you're trying to hump Ariel. All right, you bitch. He didn't really do that. He did not do that. He did
That's
not do
something.
How was it to work with James Gandolfini? And this is for beef.
You know what's funny? It's like I like people will say that all the time, and when I tie my hair back just in a straight ponytail, I could see the resemblance. Furio is like the most violent guy in The Sopranos. I am totally a lover, not a fighter. Like I'm the exact opposite personality of Furio. I'm not looking to stomp anyone out at the White Sox game unless MSS yells at them on Twitter and invites them down to the section. Then I am ready to stomp them out. But normally I'm chill. I just like I want to relax and watch the game.
Was there a character on The Sopranos that was extremely passive aggressive to his counterparts? Just asking for a friend.
that. Joey Pants.
Yeah, Ralphie's probably
Ralphie.
You killed Pio Mai, you piece of shit.
Dead.
and you can rip my wig off too. Like that's an added feature.
I
cheese
take
grater to
a
your
cheese
balls.
grater to your balls, but you'd
Yeah.
love it.
Exactly.
The next one's from Missy. Messy Carroll, Southside Behavior. Shout out. I
What's
know
up?
she's in the comments. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could only bring one thing for survival, what would it be?
An airplane.
Perfect.
Let me just pull this airplane out of my pocket here. You're gonna be like fucking Mr. Burns with this spruce and goose.
Fine.
Light traveler, huh?
Float.
That's good. It's definitely not a Bruce Springsteen CD, so I know that. That's definitely not what I'm bringing. Survival wise, I don't know. Fucking a knife. I don't know.
Yeah, machete or something like that.
Yeah,
you need like machete.
I don't know.
All right.
You gotta hunt. You gotta
Ginsu knives. Some things can cut through everything. So like,
This is
let's
from
see
Little
what's that.
Yumper. What is the Chicago restaurant that's not well known but totally worth the find?
Oh, Franco's on 31st Street, right by
I've
me.
heard
Little
a bunch of
Italian
people
joint.
say
It's
that,
terrific. Yeah, it's awesome. And the pricing is totally reasonable. Even if you're going to sit there and drink wine, they don't upcharge you too hard on the wine. It's a great spot.
Man,
So I think people know about Punkies, right? Like, so that's
Yeah, Punkies.
I'm gonna say that's well known.
Puckett's good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say Geo's in Bridgeport. Geo's, I mean, has some insanely delicious food, and it's just a little tiny, like it looks like a little, just like a little storefront,
it is.
and it's
Yeah.
so good that the Italian beef at Geo's holds up against the rest of the Italian beefs in the entire fucking city, and I will die on that hill.
I gotta try that now. Now you got me
Yeah.
all. Yeah, I'm interested now.
I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there's this Buena Beef place. You know, they're pretty small. I don't know if you heard of it.
It's called Buena Beef. Section 130.
Bona beef. Bona beef. They
Bona
say it all the
Beef, whatever
time.
fuck. No. You know what?
Marinara.
I think this place is actually like pretty. I think it's decently well known. But Big Boss Chicken over on Ashland and Archer is really good.
Big Boss is like Halston Archer, right?
Halston
Yeah,
Archer.
Halston
Halston
Archer.
Archer. That place.
Oh.
Like best sandwich that
I haven't had it yet.
Huge.
Yeah, me either. I gotta get down
It's
on
good
this
stuff.
shit.
It's good stuff.
I gotta try that. Yeah.
Beef, what's the sushi place me and you go to?
Kawa.
Kawa. That's another one.
Yeah,
That's right across the street from our guys at Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah,
Or
Kawa's
just
a good
wings
spot.
and rings.
It's
Shut up,
Wings and Rings now.
Yes,
Yeah.
No more Buffalo, huh?
No more
I got-
Buffalo. But they
Hey,
still
look,
have Buffalo.
our mom's from Buffalo. We want to just get the plug in.
There we go.
Word.
All right, we got one in the comments from my wife, and it's a great question because I got to piss. We're about an hour 30 in. With the One Way podcast being 3 hours, and you guys are in your early 40s, are you guys peeing under the desk or what?
No, so go ahead, Trees.
I was gonna say it's very Scott Hansen like. We dehydrate ourselves the day of the show so that we don't have to piss all the time.
I drink a lot. I just have iron bladder.
I was going to say the podcast used to be like
4
you guys are joking about it being 3 hours. It used to legitimately be 3 hours. It would be 3 fucking hours. But even now, our shows ranges from 90 minutes to 2 hours generally. If someone has to go, you go. And we've worked with each other long enough. We've been doing our show for 4 years now. We podcast and Sunday Soaks and everything. We just, the other guys will flow into it. So you just kill your camera, run to the bathroom, and we kind of work around it. But there's a lot, like Treasy's right, a lot of shows, we'll go to the bathroom 30 seconds before we go on air just to like make sure, clear out everything and let's go. And then you try to make it.
There's been home openers where we've tailgated like 3 hours before, and I'll piss like after the game. I'll go like straight like 7 hours, like iron bladder. People think it's a medical condition. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I just have iron bladder, dude. Like, I power through it.
That's impressive because we did Redline Radio. White Sox Dave had us on Redline Radio, and my Sox number pissed 11 times during the 2 hours.
No.
And apparently stole all this shit from the office.
It did do that.
Peeing at Redline Radio was like, I didn't pee for the first 2 hours that we were recording, but peed 3 times in the last 45 minutes. You know, like it was just like
you broke the seal. Once you broke the seal, you were done. Yeah,
I went to the gym before we went to Redline Radio, and then I hydrated, and that was bad. That was just a bad idea. I had to pee everywhere.
All right, the last one, Jim. Last one we got is from our buddy Jose. Best piece of advice you ever received?
Oh, that's tough.
Man, I guess what I'll take this one first. And I remember being I'm an August birthday, so I was always on the cusp. Like I was always the youngest kid in my class, right? Because I would turn the required age the day, like 2 days before school would start. So I'd always be like the youngest kid in my class. So that did not play well in athletics. So one year they fucked up and they put me in the younger kid, age group. And I was like throwing pitches, and the coach was like, "Oh, this guy's freaking great, and like he's gonna be a great pitcher. You're gonna pitch for us this year." And I remember going home and like they got a call, and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, you're not gonna be on that team. You're gonna be on the other team because you're in this track because you're in 4th grade or whatever the fuck." And so my dad was like, "Hey, you're not gonna be on that team. You're gonna be on the team up." And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna pitch then." And the guy, my dad's like, "No, you're probably not." And he goes, "But just remember, it's like there'll always be somebody much better than you at what you're doing, and there'll be somebody a lot worse than what you're doing. So just like figure out where you're at. Like you can be a good one in these certain areas, and you can be a bad in these areas as long as it equals out. Like, and you just kind of go forth, right?" So like that was something that it calmed me down. It didn't make a lot of sense at the time, but it did calm me down. It was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. Like I might not be good at pitching with the kids that are a year older than me, but maybe someday I'll be good at hitting balls. But I wasn't. I got pegged a lot, and I was very afraid of the ball when I was in Little League. Yeah, I got pegged.
I shouldn't admit.
We're gonna stay for the last.
Were you Jose Abreu?
Yeah,
you're like a Jose Abreu.
I had to put a thing on. That was probably the best thing.
I don't know about you guys.
I have a good pegging one, but
Take it easy. Why do you got to
really
do
went
that?
in the direction there, didn't you?
I did.
The best piece of advice I ever got was when I was 20 years old at my first corporate job. My boss told me, being an asshole for 5 minutes saves you 20 minutes of being a nice guy.
I like that.
Oh, I never heard that before.
Yeah, so that's the best advice I ever
Beef,
got.
what's yours?
Our grandfather told me this a long time ago. He said, just be the best at whatever you're doing right now. And no matter what it is, he's like, even if your job, and this is, I remember I took my first job when I was 16 or whatever, and I was going to be helping out the tradesmen at IIT. He's like, if they want you to sweep the floor, just be as good as you can at sweeping the floor. Just always take pride in whatever you're doing and do the best job you possibly can at that. And so I try to do that as best I can. I'm a little lazier than the normal person that would be the best at things, but still, it's always stuck with me. Just like whatever you're doing right now, try to get better at it. Podcasting, blogging, whatever it is, always be trying to improve.
I like
that. Yeah, for me, it was right before the first tour I worked. Beef, longtime friend of mine, the guy worked under for a long time, Martin Atkins. He looked at me, he said, Don't hope that the day is going to go right. Something will get fucked up. React to what's getting fucked up in the best possible way and make it better. If you just live your life like that, it's a lot easier than just like going like, oh, why is this happening to me? Like you can look at something and go like, oh, that's fucked up, but I can make sure that that's never fucked up again. And I've just always kind of lived my life that way, and it's a lot less stress free.
Yeah. No, very good
Love
advice. And now it's time to talk porn.
What a transition!
Yes.
I mean, what a transition! I'm gonna put the casting
It's
couch
now
behind us.
the BumCast.
We're gonna stop-
Yes.
It's now the BumCast after dark.
We're gonna stop
BumCast,
this, and then
not
we're gonna
safe for
go.
work.
No,
Oh,
for real
shit.
though. I mean, we mentioned it in the like topic list and stuff like that. Jason, you're our porn guy. Every group of friends, every group of guys have a porn guy. How did MSS become the resident porn guy of the 108?
I mean, by talking about it all the time, I guess.
It's a simple answer. I said we were going to give this segment 5 minutes.
You
and-
know
and
what?
then we can wrap it
Let
up.
me tell you, Peter.
Totally
This
not true.
came out. Okay, we're at some game, and I'll leave the guys
No, you
nameless.
should name
No,
them.
I'm not naming them. I'm not naming these guys, but they're good friends of ours, guys we've
least
gone to
one's
games
in the
with for a
comments.
long time.
One's in the comments. Can
One
you just say
one
it's
is
okay
definitely
to
in the
name 'em
comments.
or not?
I'm not naming them. The one's in the comments. I'll let you guys figure it out. After a game, we're kind of leaving wherever. Or is it during the game?
It was
Okay.
it was during
Oh, it was
the
a rain delay.
It
It was a rain delay.
Yeah.
These guys start going at it, talking porn, and I'm standing there
Not
with them.
going at it.
I don't have the
I chose some words.
vocabulary, the encyclopedic knowledge of pornography like these gentlemen do. And they are flipping names and talking about scenes and this thing. Did you watch this? And I was like, oh my God, they have met their people here, and their people is my Sox Summer. He knows everything about this shit. And I was like, man, if you spent your time on some other shit, imagine what you could be.
Man.
No, I mean, like even to the point where like MSS will say something about porn. And he's like, yeah, that's just normal. Like, those are run of the mill people. I like to watch craft porn.
Crap.
Indies. I like that.
You don't want the
Yeah.
Jenna Jamesons, you
No,
You-
you know what's funny is I love Jenna Jameson. Like I literally like it.
course.
Like I mean, early Jenna Jameson, not.
See, here it is.
up and comers Jenna Jameson into.
Before she was popular.
striving for something, man. She was gonna make a
He's
name
like
for
the
herself.
hipster porn guy.
After Club.
Oh,
Jenna,
I
though,
was watching
No,
Jenna
can't do
Jameson.
Tracy,
when
we
she
had
was
this.
wearing Birkenstocks at Coachella.
No, no,
We had
no,
the
no.
segment where it was porn star or this player from this team, and I did the first one with MSS. It was
Yeah.
we weren't there, and
I know
I
that.
said whatever actor it was. I'm like, oh, he was famous for Gonzo films. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And MSS went into 10 minutes of telling me about what a Gonzo film was, so for my education, it's like the man just knows. He just knows the shit.
No, everyone knows what Gonzo means. My lord.
Well,
You should know what Gonzo means.
See,
And the bums, the fellow bums, and Joey P, they know how I became the porn guy because I was the porn king of St. Lawrence, where in my freshman year, which was the early days of the internet, I would sell floppy disks full of porn. So if you wanted your Pam Andersons, your Carmen Electras, your Jenny McCarthy's, I got that for you, dude. I got a 56K modem at home, dude. You got a 14.4? I got a 56K. I'll get that shit for you tomorrow, dude. And I was in my locker, in my
love
backpack,
it.
peddling fucking
I love
floppy disks for $5 bucks a pop,
awesome.
man. Tell me what you're looking for, man. I'll find it for you.
Man.
God
And to
damn,
be
I
f-
bought nitrous in high school. I didn't know the porn floppy disks were getting sold.
And to be fair, Jason, you did get high in your own supply.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make sure
it's a given.
you gotta make sure it's good before you send it out to the masses.
Quality control.
You can't be peddling some like fake celebrity porn. If someone says, "Hey, I want Amy Jo Johnson from the Power Rangers," you can't say, "Hey, I got some actual Amy Jo here." No, you gotta make sure that shit's real, not some Photoshop shit.
He was like that.
He's the
He was like
Creed
he was like
Bratton.
that. Yeah, he was like that Seinfeld episode where he had to set up all the cameras. That's how. It was.
But it only lasted for like a year because then everyone else started getting internet and they can just
Right.
go and look up porn on their own. So then I started just bringing like all like the Maxim magazines and stuff and HHM and everything, or for him FHM. But yeah, and
Well,
I'd be
would
like,
you-
hey, you want to borrow this this Maxim for study hall or whatever. Let's make a deal here, you know, like, so I was
which one of those would you like the best? The Maxim stuff or FHM?
Power rank Maxim FHM stuff.
Oh man, see,
Where was King? Where was King at?
No.
man, FHM. See, I picked FHM. That was the one. Like I noticed.
Well,
I had
FHM UK or FHM
So-
America?
so that was the deal,
We're
right?
getting
Like
deep in the weeds
the
now.
America one.
I knew this was
I
going to
saw-
happen.
And I was like, I'm like, this is the one that I'm going to pick out of the three because I would get like recycled. All of the same articles would go through all of them, right? Like you're just like, I can't even. It's the same thing every 3 months. You'll say the same thing. So I pick FHM. As soon as I subscribe to FHM and like I picked it up, it fucking folds. It goes under, and I never listen to any fucking men's magazines again. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That comment's incredible.
Joey P was a well satisfied customer.
Throw Joey P under the bus.
Yo, Hermano, you got that Carbon Electra? I got
Joey
you,
P's
Joe.
the shit. Shout out Joey P and Mrs. Joey P. Good job.
That's
Yeah.
Yes,
Sandra's
yes,
awesome.
Sandra. Yes.
So
Bella Danger,
I
Senior Sox.
went through and I power ranked my 2000s anthology porn sites for you, and I want to run
Okay.
them by you. And see.
I thought
Let
we
me
were
let me
5
write
minutes.
this down.
We
Let me just
were-
make
we-
sure.
I got the backdrop off already. I thought we were going 5 minutes on this.
No,
It's just-
We're
it's
still
just-
going. We're
we're
still
gonna
going.
I'm gonna power
going,
rank
yeah,
this
keep
real
going.
quick.
I want to hear this. I want to
Yeah,
hear this.
this,
We're bringing
this
it back
is gonna
up.
be good.
I'm
All
going
right,
to mute.
so this is keep in mind this is 2000s. This is
Yep.
like before Pornhub was like the big king of porn and everything.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like you said, like in your last pod, you know, and then I discovered BitTorrent.
BitTorrent.
Goddamn right, I discovered BitTorrent, and it was the greatest thing I ever discovered because like it was like before you were downloading clips from like you know Morpheus or whatever, Kaza, and you're like,
LimeWire.
I fucking download this shit and I don't have the fucking right encoder like to play an AVI or a DivX
Right,
file or
yes.
some shit. And you're like,
Yes.
I just spent fucking 5 hours downloading this shit. I'm ready to fucking rub one out. Now I can't even fucking watch it. Like, fuck you, man. But then you get BitTorrent, you're like, that shit fucking works. And it downloads quick and it's accurate and it's high def. And I like that.
It was
So,
good. It's very good.
Number 5 was
Okay.
Asian Fever. Shout out
Never
for Hustler
saw.
for Asian Fever.
Okay.
Everyone knows I had a thing for Filipino girls back in the day, so that was
Everybody
my
knows that?
number 5. Number 4 is MILF Hunter.
Ooh.
MILF Hunter. Bob the Pounder. He was always getting them MILFs. It was always like the same guy in MILF Hunter. Number 3, Come Fiesta.
Oh my god.
The girls always showed up at the door and their password was "I'm here for the fiesta," and it was a fiesta of cum. Number 2 was A Street Latinas.
Oh yes. Yes.
So funny story is the first time I went to Miami was 2006, and I went with my buddies, and I was like, I gotta go to 8th Street, dude. I want to see some fucking 8th Street Latinas, dude. And me and my 2 buddies, we rented a car, and the only thing we got was the fucking Chevy HHR. So like it was like 3 guys cruising down Ocean Drive in the Chevy HHR, and if that's not the most like fucking
The Chevy
like, boner-
HHR looks like a hearse, right?
Yeah.
If I remember.
Dude,
Okay.
you are not getting pussy in an HHR cruising in Miami on Ocean Drive. Like, let's just be honest. Like, you might as well just park it and walk like 5 miles so no one knows what you're driving. But that was like the most embarrassing shit trying to like my first experience in Miami. And number 1 is the Bang Bus.
Oh yes.
I mean,
No one's
I
gonna
was-
argue.
Everyone
was
knows that.
convinced-
Everyone knows that.
everyone knows
Yeah.
Bang Bus, and
No
I was
one's
convinced
arguing
that those poor girls were getting thrown out the bus naked after getting a face full of, mansplute, and it's like those poor girls just like getting thrown out naked. But
Not MSS's girl, Gianna Michaels.
No.
She
She
would
like started fighting somebody.
she would be with them. She'd kick the guys out.
She was
Yeah.
good.
so I hold on a second. I told you the story in the group chat, and I'm just saying apologies in advance to my
No.
fiance. Please say I do in 10 days.
This is it.
Wait, wait, hold on. I gotta stop.
Bums of
Jason.
the week.
This is probably gonna go 3 hours at this point now. So
No,
it's nothing bad. Also, KDGG 0909 Amateur Allure, also a very good one. You are correct. Amateur Allure.
Damn.
Where good girls come to swallow.
That's the taglines.
That's a tagline, you know? So, like I said, back in my promoting days, I went on a few dates with this girl who was bartending at one of the places that I promoted at. And we're out one day having margaritas, and she just very casually told me that she did porn. And I was like, taking it back, I was like, oh, okay. My first thought was like, am I gonna fuck tonight? Like, no, but then she told me she did a few videos for Bang Bros, and my first thought was, oh, she fucked Ramon. I can't go home with her. Like, if she fucked Ramon, I can't do it. I can't. Like, that's it. If she,
I think we need to make we need to make it clear here: sex workers are workers too.
Very much so. Very much so.
It's not
Ramon, star of Monster.
It's not shame, but Ramon, could ruin things.
Big.
I was like, if it's Ramon, I'm just leaving right now. But the fact that like it was weird because she told me, because it's like, you think I'm not gonna go home and like Google you and then like look up your videos? Like at that point, I feel like she doesn't see me as like someone sexual, because she knows I'm gonna go home, pop up her videos, and like jerk off to her. So I'm like, okay, so obviously like we're not gonna like hook up or anything. But like it was very weird that she told me that she did porn. Like it was like maybe like the second or third time we were out, that it was just like very nonchalantly like, oh yeah, I did porn.
I like it. I like the honesty. I like the honesty, and I like that. You know, I feel like that takes the pressure off a little bit, because it's more about like, hey man, like,
listen,
look, I've experienced all that.
I've been to the mountaintop.
I'm here with you, brother. Like, I think you should have felt very secure in your shit at that point. She can have all the Ramones she wants. She's choosing to be there with you, man.
She probably has. Google it.
So listen, Jason, I didn't know we were gonna do this. So I didn't have my top 5 ready, but I wrote one down
off the cuff.
I just had to write down this new one because it's gonna be better. So my fifth one is going to be My Sister's Best Friend. I like that series. That was a very good one. Number 4.
You know what? That's disturbing because you have a sister.
Yeah. Yep, I was thinking the same thing, Tracy.
Is it disturbing or does it bring you back memories? Who knows? 4, Dancing Bear. I don't know if you guys are aware of this one, but it was like the fake.
I feel less comfortable in the hot tub with you right now.
No, listen. It was the fake female bachelorette party where the male stripper screwed every single girl or came on to every single girl at the party. Totally fake, totally ridiculous. Number 3, Ass Parade. I'm a big Bang Bros guy. Ass Parade was just great. Like you would have a good like 5-6 minutes of a girl just crawling on her knees, just looking at the butt. 2, easily one of my favorite ones. Favorite series ever, College Rules. I am a craft porn guy. College Rules would get the girls before they went mainstream. They would have, that was their break-in film, and you'd be like, who is this girl? We don't know who it is. We don't even know who it is. But
he's the future Sox of porn.
Number 1. Yeah, pretty much. Number 1, with a fucking bullet. Just because it was the best thing that was out when it came out, and it like really got going. BTRA, Big Tits, Round Asses from Bang Bros. It was probably the best series that has ever existed. Isabella Soprano, Gianna Michaels. I mean, you broke so many names in this series.
He gave the initials like he's fucking Carson Daly over here.
Oh, dude. Because Jason will attest to this. If you do not know that,
he's gonna give the peace sign and he's got his fingernails painted.
That's how you found all the BitTorrents. Because it wasn't Big Tits, Round Asses. No one wrote that out. It was BTRA, and then the date and whatever. Like that's how you could find what episode you were looking for. So
I'm like, oh, this shit just dropped.
I will
Yeah.
say, like we've done 108 podcasts. I've listened to a ton of 108 podcasts.
Thank you.
This is the most passionate I've heard on my Sox Summer. By far.
Easily.
Listen, I just came up with the definitive top 5 on the fly.
On the cuff.
Okay, and like I scratched out Bang Bus because Jason used it, but I was just like, I always liked Bang Bus, but I was also kind of like, I don't know, it seems really uncomfortable trying to screw that girl in the back of that van. Like I'd rather give me a bed or something. I don't know if
I thought that shit was real at first until they started writing their names at the top, and I was like, oh, that's all fake. But then, like, after BitTorrent came out, I would go back and be like, Bang Bus episode 1. Let me download that shit. Bang Bus episode 2. I was a fucking porn hoarder, man. Like I was a single guy for all those years. I had nothing else to do.
You were selling it. You had a resale. That
was 96 when there was a 56K mode, early days of the internet when no one had it. Like now, 2000s, everyone had Comcast.
Stream anything.
So do you have a time lapse of all the signatures on the roof of that? Because I feel like that would be a great video for your YouTube channel. You just do no porn, just the signatures on it. When does Marilyn Manson show up on the top of that? On the top of that thing, this is the kind of thing that can make you guys a lot of money.
I'm saying,
just trying to help you guys out.
I'm gonna let you guys have the idea, and my Sox Summer can make it into a TikTok.
Also, shout out for the backdrop for the casting couch.
That's good.
That was my contribution to this whole segment.
I don't want to make things weird, so let's move on.
Yeah, thank you.
So we got the last segment of the night, and it's always we close it out with our what a bums and MVBs. So if you guys have the people you hate on the most or you're praising the most, feel free to shout them out. But I'll start here for tonight. First off, my MVB for the week is Jeff Bartlett for being the only person who bought my ridiculous shirt I made yesterday. You kick me in the dick, you're gonna get picked from Jaquan Brisker.
You stole my MVB, Jeff Bartlett. We love you. You guys are very familiar with him.
He's our MVP too.
Jason went rogue and just made a shirt off the cuff. I went on Twitter and I'm like, what the hell is this? Before I could even look at it, Jeff had already bought it. So I'm like, I love Jeff. I love Jeff Bartlett forever.
He's gonna have the elusive 1 of 1 shirt.
Hopefully one day it's a collector's item and he can get rich off of it.
Hang in the fucking roof, 1 of 1. My bum of the week is McDonald's for saying they're gonna kill the fucking McRib. And in beef, we got some words on this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is bullshit. Right, we got to boycott. We got to do a boycott. Well, first we're gonna eat all these McRibs, but after we do, we're boycotting the shit out of McDonald's for that. It's unacceptable. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the yearly tradition, and I don't know if you're doing this like to get clout like Taco Bell with the Mexican pizza, where people get angry and shit, and you'd be like, okay, we're gonna bring it back. Sorry, we pissed all you fat people off, but like, this is what we look forward to in November. And I feel like it kind of goes counterintuitive to your weight loss, but it's
you got to fit it in. You got to figure out how to do it.
You gotta squeeze it in somehow.
That's right.
So McDonald's can fuck off for this victory or this farewell tour for the McRib. Just keep it all year. Johnny, what do you got?
I got 2 MVPs. One is the Mannings. The telecast was fucking great. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, everything breaking down about the game, I just loved. I didn't want to listen to Buck and Aikman. No disrespect, but disrespect. I love the Mannings just breaking down everything and just also having the guests that they had as well too. Obviously, I know you guys like listen to the telecast as well too. I love Bill Burr as well too. Just talking, just everything about it. It was just a great production overall. And the second one is the 108 guys. Thank you once again for just joining us. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thank you for just coming on here. Like, we all we kept on like promoting it. You guys promoting it. Like, we appreciate everything that you guys do as well too. So like I said, drink to that.
Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah,
cheers.
Cheers. I did. I did have a bum, but I've been drinking way too much Michter's, and I forgot who it was, so I don't even know now.
You know what? When you think of it, I want to come back to it because I like the idea of the bum.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
You guys got anybody?
Yes, I do. So my MVP is a guy I never thought would be a competent NBA player. Now he's becoming the starting point guard of the Chicago Bulls. That's Ayo Dosunmu. I am in shock. Watching him last year, I thought, okay, maybe he'll be a kind of surprising second-round guy. He'll be kind of a filler player or whatever. And he just kept getting better and better and better all year. Then this year, Lonzo Ball's out. He's got to be the starting point guard, and he looks terrific. He looks like he should be a starting NBA guard, and it's shocked the shit out of me. So I'm just totally impressed. I thought going into the season, they're cooked. If that guy's got to start a bunch of games, they're cooked. And you know what? I'm way off base in that. My bum of the week is Mac Jones. Because Mac Jones, and it was mentioned in the T-shirt with that fucking cheap shot when he slid and he kicked our guy Brisker right in the ding-ding. And you know what? Brisker got even. It didn't matter. Like, it was a cheap shot, and people were like, oh, he couldn't control it. His toe got stuck in the fuck that. He was trying to kick the guy as he slid through there. A couple plays later, he comes and swings over to the sideline, gets the interception. But Mac Jones is my bum of the week, and I'm glad he got benched. Good for him. They whooped your ass, and you didn't get to play. Beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah. There's that quote that, ball don't lie. At this point, balls don't lie, right?
That's right.
MSS, you got anyone you want to bum?
Yeah, my MVP is going to be with our guy Baloney up here, killing it in the 108 weight loss challenge. It's just slaying it. He came to me on the back channel. Was like, bro, I need to be involved in this, and I was like, absolutely, let's throw you in there. And he is not other than his totally stockinged feet photos when he puts them on the scale. He needs to get the feet flying, show your hairy toes. Everyone wants to see it.
Just now. Wait till later in the competition.
We all know I got the feet.
Bums of the week. I got 2 bums of the week. The first bum of the week, Beef Loaf, telling me I can't keep the super tip money from our podcast. That's bullshit. No. Like you can't say that. If you're gonna charge somebody $500 to mute me, I get to keep it. Second,
it's 500 to mute Treasy and I for you to do 5 minutes and talk.
That's true.
That is bullshit, by the way. We were all excited. The My Sox Summer filibusters are some of my favorite things on the internet.
Right? Treasy only blocked it the last show because we had a guest. If we go back to the 3 of us, it'll go back down to $50.
It'll go back to normal.
I was actually muted for 69 minutes in the last podcast. So I feel like people owe us some money.
Nice.
The second bum of the week is all the people that come down on my girl Missy Carroll every time she posts a picture on the Twitters. Listen.
Oh yeah.
Like, be respectful. She is a contributing member of 108 Weight Loss Challenge, also of White Sox Twitter. So let's not let's not put her down just in like whatever. I just was as a father of 2 girls, and then seeing the behavior from some of like people that we like and we respect or know within the 108. It's like, come on, man, let's do better. Let's just do better.
100%. Because it's such a like. It's crazy how like I could post whatever the fuck I want, and I'm like, just a guy named Baloney, and I don't get any of that feedback. And she posts something, and it's all bullshit. And it's something that doesn't have to happen, So I'm glad you brought that up, My Sox Lover.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't like
all right,
it.
Baloney, take us home.
So, talk about my
Jersey.
Oh, sorry.
Go?
Sorry.
No, God damn it. My MVP of the week. My MVP of the week.
Here, I apologize.
My MVP of the week is Bill Burr. Bill Burr started talking shit about the Bears, and it went off the rails for the Patriots, and I love it. Fuck them. I appreciate that Bill Burr was willing to set them up and just set them off the rails. They're gone. And then my bum of the week is anyone that likes Tom Petty. Good night, guys.
Boo him right now, Peter. Boo him right now.
I love you, Treasy. I love you, Treasy.
All right.
Yes, he's been eliminated.
You're back.
Was this Hollywood Squares?
Circle gets a square. Ding ding.
All right, Peter, take us home. I'll take it home. It's not anything big. I mean, obviously, we're all Chicago guys. I've been a big fan for a long time. It's Kanye. Kanye needs to shut the fuck up, right? Like everyone is sick of his shit.
Yeah,
Everyone is sick of his shit. and that's all I have. I'll leave it at that. Like we've been.
We don't get too political or anything on the show, but
Yeah.
Chicago might just like disown Kanye going forward.
You mentioned.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we're pro common.
100%.
I think it's
You know what? I mean, and Baloney, it hurts me because he getting so out of pocket. Like, I almost can't listen to College Dropout, man. I love that
that's
album. I don't want to have to give that album up.
That-
Like,
No, that's not. No,
That's what
take
sucks.
it
So
easy.
it's like,
That's
like
where he's going, man.
There's that quote where it's like, don't
easy.
diss the art, diss the artist or whatever
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like it's hard to separate the two right now. And I love those first 3 albums. I love them
Yeah.
to death. But
For
he's
sure.
getting to the point where Chicago doesn't even. He's getting to the point where Isaiah Thomas is, where it's like Chicago doesn't.
Yes.
We don't want
Right.
we don't want any part of him.
We
Like
don't care.
right.
We don't care.
Yeah.
he's part
Dropping
of
the
LA
Isaiah
now.
Thomas. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like just shut the fuck up, man.
That's
Just-
Yeah,
true.
it's getting to
though.
that point. It's getting to that point.
A little much.
So yeah, that's. I mean, that was it. It was like Kanye, shut the fuck up.
I love it.
I'll take it.
Any MVP, Peter?
It was or Jeff Bartlett. I mean, he.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Goddamn
Sorry,
sure
I
you
stole
posted for no
Let's do
reason.
your shit. All right,
Shout
well,
out, Jeff.
guys,
Shout
we
out
did it.
Jeff.
We went 2 hours. We
Told ya.
talked everything under the sun. We fucking love you guys. We can't thank you enough for being on the show. And make sure everyone who's still listening right now, goes to Tinley Park and sees Treesy's, play
Saturday.
all his
We'll see you
instruments.
Sound
Saturday.
Growler.
We'll see you
Hell
Saturday.
Yeah,
Space
Sound
Rock.
Growler,
Right.
6 p.m. Be there at 6 because we don't know how long the first band's gonna go and all that good stuff. So we want to make sure you take your edible, you do your
That's right.
heroin, you do your
That's right. You can't.
whatever you need to get through his music. Just
Don't be sober. Don't be sober at the start.
Yeah, we can't thank you
It's
guys.
not- it's not
enough.
Tom
This is
Petty.
awesome.
no, it's
No
not
one
gonna be
does-
Tom Petty. It'll be
No one does
it'll be
drugs
more
to see
Beatles-
Tom
it'll
Petty.
be more Beatles and Tom Petty. But we'll-
Enough of that.
Good job kicking him. I appreciate that. Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
and stop-
Bless you
stop
for having us
thanking
on,
us.
man. This has been
Guys, stop
tremendous.
thanking us. If we didn't respect you, we wouldn't be here. So
That's
that's
true.
we love you.
That's
That's
part
correct.
of the deal. So
We can't wait to fucking, like I said, we're gonna have to do a fucking. We talked about this in tweets numerous times. It's the off season. We gotta do a bourbon get together one night, with everyone. Let's try to set that up. Obviously, it's gonna be 108 day, and
Yes.
next season the Bums are in row 25 in the 108,
Fuck
and
yeah.
it's just gonna be another. We're gonna add to this shit show that is the White Sox games and. Lots to look forward to, lots of collaborations and stuff going forward, guys. We thank you so much, and if everyone's listening, make sure you smash the subscribe button for everyone here, for Beef Chorizy, MSS. Make sure you follow everyone because everyone already does anyways.
Yeah.
But obviously, we thank you enough. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you boys,
Sarah,
too.
love you. Julie, love you. Joey P, good night.
Billy Pig.